Big up Liquid Richard.
Get that ass, man. I'm a fucking baller, bitch ass nigga. This is low tier.
In this game, you know the rules. Swimming, mark coming like a pool. Yeah. Swimming, mark coming like a pool. I stick my dick up in your mouth. I stick my dick up in your mouth. Yeah. Every little thing I do, it never seems enough for you.
Oh, green.
Yeah. I don't give a damn what they say. I just wanna buzz my 2 nuts. I want you to play with the balls. You can feel the pull, baby, when you left the key and give you the BBC. And I don't wanna lose it again, 'cause I'm not liking. In the game, you know the rules. I'ma show you a thing or two when the BBC pleases you. In this game, you know the rules. Swimming, mark coming like a pool. Yeah. Swimming, mark coming like a pool. I stick my dick up in your mouth. I stick my dick up in your mouth. Yeah. In this game, you know the rules. Swimming, mark coming like a pool. Yeah. Swimming, mark coming like a pool. I stick my dick up in your mouth. I stick my dick up in your mouth. Yeah.
Thank you for your money. Be about it, don't talk about it. Shout out to Sean Ranklin.
Me and Wings of Redemption can easily collab. You send me over the beat, I drop my bars on it, and we go.
Liquid Richard.
This is LowTierGod. Check this out.
I'm a fat fuck, but you know you hoe love me.
Y'all niggas ready? Oh, yeah.
That flow is out of style like a week ago. Whole system broken like it's Cully. Go. Vision. I stick pussies with precision. Vision. I stick pussies within a hot kitchen. I hit it from the back. 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 Listen to this track. Your mom gives me double stack. Hop on the BBC. Gets toward me. Fucking worthless niggas. Go green. Ejaculation machine. Notification go green. Get that ass bent. Get that ass bent. Ejaculation machine. Notification go green. Get that ass bent. Get that ass bent. Everybody come pull out your cocks.
Clean up my chat.
You know they're already out. That flow is out of style like a week ago. Whole system broken like it's Cully. Go. Vision. I stick pussies with precision. Vision. I stick pussies within a hot kitchen. I hit it from the back. 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 I hit it from the back.
Get pussy when you're fat. That's what you like to do. Get money when you're fat.
We're here. Hello, welcome everyone. Howdy, Mbode. How are you today?
What's up? Pretty good.
Fantastic. I'm doing great too. Big ups to all the heroes in chat. You finally caught me. I'm now in the asylum. Well, it's just a visiting section, all right? Not the one that DSP says we should go to. So I'm excited as hell. Last time we went over Cyrax, and you helped to inform me of the Cyrax antics. And I'm curious, how much do you know about LTG?
I have seen clips, but I don't know much of his history other than he fancies himself a prestigious actor. I
Yeah.
know that much. And just the clips of him basically being as toxic as possible and especially racist.
Okay, so you got the good parts,
Which
but
are, my favorite parts.
and
Love to see it.
it's rather telling, but that's most people's understanding of Low Tier God. Most people see him as this sort of like salt demon, a racist salt demon who screams at people all day and tells people to suck his dick all day, which is, what he is. But there's a lot to it that really puts him in the category of locals, and he doesn't quite have as much of a history or as much lore or as much insane storylines as some of the more established locals. Like, he can't go toe to toe with DSP when it comes to story arcs. He has fairly few. But he does have quite a few memorable ones, and he part of what makes a locale interesting is their origin story. What, you would say so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how Daniel Larson started off at that program for getting kids back on track, and now where is
The
he?
group home where he was actually happy.
Yeah, those videos of him as a young child are very weird to me. Like,
Yeah. Even young Cyrax, he looks happy. And you never see that these days.
no, not really. I just recently saw a picture of young King Cobra, and I didn't think it was the same dude. He looks completely different.
Oh, there's an old like self-shot documentary he made when he was like younger.
Oh, I gotta see it.
And it's awesome. Yeah, we will watch that one for the King
Okay,
Cobra
fantastic.
episode, of course. But it's him riding his bike around town and like talking about his town, smoking cigarettes, hanging out with people.
That's cool. Kind of like rolling and
Yeah.
trolling.
Yeah.
And likewise, Chris Chan. Dude, that early footage of Chris Chan, like as a little kid and during interviews and stuff, because he won that Sonic thing, that Sonic giveaway, and did a little interview for TV. It's weird knowing that dude went on to do some pretty atrocious shit.
I mean, winning that Sonic contest was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it was the it was the
what
prime
led to
thread
it
of
all.
fate.
The
It's
first
like
domino.
the Greek myths and whatnot. You have the long ass threads of gold and whatnot. You see him in Hercules. That was his start of his thread. But likewise with Dale, LowTierGod, Delon Sparrow, he does have a rather bizarre origin story, and it is probably the more tame of the origin stories. But you can kind of understand why it is that he is like he is based on his beginnings. And so that's what we're going to be going over. We're going to be discussing. Well, we're going to try and get as far as we can. There's a lot of content on this dude in his early years. I'm rather shocked that I found as much that I did. And we're probably not going to get to even Elena. Because Elena's like probably right around when he first started doing content creation. But even before that, tons of weird stuff happened to him. And it's worth noting that Dale is a compulsive liar, and he will lie about things to make himself look better. And many of these stories come from him. So understand that there's probably some elements of it that are not true and exaggerated. However,
Do we
Dale,
get to learn anything about his family?
some things. We really don't learn a whole
Curious
lot about
that.
his mom, except for just various stories where he kind of disparages her, and we really learn almost nothing about his dad and his sisters. However, there was one video I was not able to find, and I will try and find it by next time. And it's when it is that he had a falling out with his sister, and it's very important as well because it shows the dynamic, the family dynamic he has, which is none. And it's rather sad, but we'll get to it sometime. And so I hope you all are stoked for it. There's some interesting stuff. If you guys know Dark Side Phil, Dale has his own Wolverine story. Are you aware of that, Embode?
No.
Yes, Dale has his own version of the Wolverine story, and it's just what you think it is. So we're going to get started with the June the King documentary. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're just actually kind of watching the first part up until when he starts doing the street fighting stuff, because it'll help to kind of explain just a little bit of a baseline as to where he began. So we'll get cracking here.
Not for his skills in playing, but rather his hypocritical and
How's it
toxic
going,
demeanor.
Heinz?
As
How's
his
it going,
history
Josuke?
with the fighting game community, the FGC has caused the creation of a plethora of videos consisting of events
Big
and
ups,
private
Kitty.
matches with his likeness, that whether win or lose a match, most commonly the latter, share a similar format of ridiculing his opponent's character choice, playstyle, and on occasion, the opponent itself, which he shows very little restraint when doing so, as in the past has used the opponent's race and physical disability.
Oh yeah, he
to
hates
formulate
black people.
insults.
We'll get into that
To
too.
say he is hated within the FGC is well of an understatement. Even within his YouTube channel, he does not refrain from insulting his viewers, where any opposition to his views are often dismissed by claiming his viewers are jealous of his intellect or physique.
LTG's Twitter
But
used to be a
regardless,
blast.
Viewers continue to berate
It used to
him,
be the
not
best
only for
Twitter
his
of all the
hypocritical
different
views,
locales.
but also his pursuit of an
He
acting
would just talk
career
about how great
that,
he was and
besides a
tell people to
reality
suck his
TV show,
dick.
has shown very little to justify the amount of money and time he has spent attempting to pursue it, mostly due to his age. And though his age is uncertain, the community consensus is that he is in his mid-30s, leaving his most probable year of birth as 1984, which is where we'll begin.
Yep, and where are we at now? 40.
Sparrow
They have
would
to
grow
date it like a
fatherless in
feral
low-income neighborhood
child.
in South
Exactly.
Central LA. As described by him, you would feel that he would stand out from his peers, as in his
dog
own
at a
words,
pound.
was raised differently, and felt that he was more intelligent than his peers, and due to his above-average height, would often be picked on by others trying to assert their dominance. Overall, likely due to the harassment he received, would be somewhat kept to himself. It was around the age of 7 when he would attain an interest in fighting games, more specifically Street Fighter II for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It wasn't until the age of 10
So there's our first little branching point, and it's Dale's very early childhood with his peers. That's more or less where it all started with Dale and his issues with black people, because Dale did not get along with his peers. And I think the main reason why he didn't get along with them is because he was admittedly rather nerdy and dorky and geeky and awkward and socially awkward. And, they didn't vibe with that. The other thing was that he's always been kind of a crybaby, always, even as a small child. And people just didn't want to deal with that. And there are a couple stories of him talking about his childhood. And one of them that kind of stuck out, I tried to find this one as well, but it's not really worth it. He told a story once of inviting one of his friends, it wasn't really his friend, one of his friends from school over. And that friend stole a bunch of his Nintendo games. And so, you can kind of understand why he has so much anger towards black people, because they just never accepted him, ever. And it hasn't changed since then. So we're gonna go off on the childhood part, and this is from Dale's own mouth. This is LowTierGod on his childhood issues and growing up in the hood.
Here's how it works. Here's how you up the cycle as a black man. If you a Balrog get right, let's just say if you come from an urban area, let's really make it dense. If you come from an urban area, right? You
Do we need
the
to
Balrog
explain
get,
what a Balrog is?
your kids.
Yes, absolutely. That'd be fantastic. So Balrog, for anyone who doesn't know, is a character in the Street Fighter franchise. And Dale has been banned and demonetized and for various reasons, but one of the most pervasive reasons is because he's an open racist. And so how he kind of got around this, at least a little bit, and it wasn't even really necessary, was that he created his own racial slur. And Balrog, the guy from Street Fighter, he loses to fairly regularly. And because it's a black character, it probably hurts a little extra. Anyway, so whatever image that is an extremely negative image of black people, whatever it is you picture in your head, Dale will call that a Balrog, or rather a Rog. So that's his way of being racist without outright saying slurs. Even though he then just says slurs right after, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of pointless. But
I've also heard Tyrone Marcus.
Yes, he uses a lot of
Balrog.
yeah, he'll say something like, I'm not going to lose to this Daquan ass individual. So yeah, he does. I will apologize because DSP just complained about this. He said, how come I can't say the N word 15 years ago? I am saying racist things. I admit it. But these are the things that Dale is saying and how he articulates his point. He's very antagonistic to black people. And it is rather ironic.
Uncle Ruckus of gaming.
Yes, he is very much Uncle Ruckus. And it's not even a joke. He basically parallels him 100%. And he's rather confused about what black names are, though, because he has said that Anton is a black name, and that's clearly a French name. And then he said his own name, his pseudonym, Delon, sounds like a French name. However, I would argue that sounds more black than Anton. That's just my thought on the matter.
The only Antons I've met have been like Eastern Europe.
Yeah, it's a very European name as far as I'm concerned, but Dale's stupid. So that's what he's talking about when he says a rog is. And also worth noting is that every black person is a rog to Dale. It doesn't
Except
matter.
himself.
Yeah, yes, he's the only non-rog, which I guess would be pretty lonely. It's like those stories of birds who, are chirping in the forest for their mates and they're the last one of their species. Dale is the last non-rog.
Non-rog.
And he's just there in the forest saying, bloop, woo-woo, stroke BBC. And, he's not getting any calls back.
Brought up in that mother area, you're recreating the cycle. Now your kid has to grow up the same way you did, probably getting teased for not wearing Jordans, probably getting teased for not having the latest gear on, the latest swag, the latest fits, probably going to get bullied for being a little bit different, probably going to be one of those that just hang around liquor stores and corners.
Do people get bullied for
here's
being
another
tall?
one, probably going to get
It does happen.
I guess anything that's different, but
my brother is considerably taller than me. In fact, he's, I think, like 6'2" or 6'3", and we kind of have a Mario and Luigi thing going on where I'm the older brother, but I'm shorter. But he got picked on for being tall. However, he dealt with it much differently. So, and also, Dale had the added thing of a lot of people tried to assert dominance over him because he was tall. You want to fight the biggest person you can. Whereas my brother, he was never in a position where that had to come up, really. He was always very agreeable and likable. So I guess for Dale it happened.
Teased for wanting to do homework. Probably going to get teased for wanting to study. Probably going to get teased for wanting to excel academically. See, when you're black, the best way you could try to break that cycle, you gotta not with chicks from the hood and you gotta go biracial. You got to. Look, all my new age blacks in here that we don't rog out, we all got teased growing up for not wearing Jordans consistently, for talking proper with poise, for wanting to do homework, for wanting to study, and for not fitting in with the niggas and not dressing clean and crispy like most of the niggas did. We all got teased for it. Anybody?
So this is where the information comes out about Dale, is that he has a very, very intense habit of speaking from too much personal experience. And so through that, you get some insights into who he is. One of the most infamous cases of this, and I'm skipping ahead quite a bit in the LTG storyline, is that for the longest time, this dude was very vitriolic about child support. He would have these long, extended, foaming mouth rants about child support. And I'm spoiling a major storyline for Dale. It ended up that he had a kid the whole time. So
yeah,
he can't really hide how he actually feels about things because he will inevitably start self-inserting him into the story. So that's what's happening here. And
like a true narcissist, everyone went through the same thing.
Exactly. And any normal person would agree with me.
Just like Phil.
Yeah, the guy.
And what he sounds like he's saying is he was bullied for being a nerd, which isn't really a racial trait. That's nerds, nerds get a little heat everywhere.
Yeah.
I was a nerd. Most of my friends were nerds. It happens.
It happens. And you get picked on. Oh, well. I mean, but I think a lot of times when I look back to when I got picked on, quotation marks, it was because I was annoying and cringe. I will admit, I was, doing anime poses in the school hallway. Thankfully, no video footage exists of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty thankful that there weren't a lot of camera
Oh,
phones.
goodness. Man, I do feel bad for kids nowadays, man, because at least, when you did something stupid as a kid in our time, it was kind of localized, unless it was really
Yes.
bad. But, oh, man, you're just immediately shamed. And my buddy Rankins and I were talking about this. He's my black friend. And he discussed this with me when it came to the nerdy part of the equation when it comes to black communities. And I'm not speaking on behalf of black communities. I'm relaying what he told. So if your experience differs, please tell me. He does say that in black communities, it is true that nerds get a little bit more heat. It is proportionately more. But he said that it's still not as bad as would be whatever Dale describes here. And I work with a lot of kids who are black, and there are plenty of them are nerds, but they do tend to hide it, or at least apply it in different ways. So it is possible that Dale was in fact bullied for being a nerd, but I think that Dale also exaggerates the extent to which he was bullied.
Well, of course, he has to be a victim.
Yeah. I triumphed.
Yeah, right.
And so he when he's describing his childhood, he does mention that he was very academic, but he also mentions other little things about his childhood. For example, he was really big into wrestling action figures when he was little. And so he mentions in various stories where he was playing with his toys at school, wrestling toys at school. I don't know what age he was, but after a while, you stop bringing toys to school. And I think that he didn't for too long.
Anybody here that's black and a little different, we all got teased. If you're one of the black guys in here that was different and no ever clowned you,
That's
oh my
funny,
God, you had a wonderful childhood. But for the most part, you know what time it is, bro. We all got teased and clowned and all that type of shit because we didn't speak with the latest swag. We didn't say 24/7. We did our homework. We studied. You know what I'm saying? We could actually articulate ourselves.
That's not on my
side. We could actually articulate ourselves
on his side
without using fillers 24/7. Bro, that literally was the main reason why a lot of black people didn't like me growing up, because I just didn't have the swag. And then I had to start faking rug just to fit in. And then I had to snap out of it like, damn, I'm like not even being myself. Like I like video games. I like reading dictionaries. Like I like watching science documentaries. Like I'm a fucking geek, bro.
Yes.
I'm sure you did that.
Yes.
So he's dealing with what a Stephen King movie would say a nerd does.
Yeah, exactly. He watched, Dodgeball. Remember when Ben Stiller's walking down the staircase and he's got his groin inflated and he's reading a thesaurus? That was Dale.
Yeah. What would smart people do? Read an encyclopedia.
Yeah, just go through the whole thing, start to finish. Right now I'm in K. I'm working my way through. Hey, wait a minute, this clan thing sounds pretty cool. But it's something that he has been rather consistent about is that he talks about his intellectualism. I just don't quite believe it because this dude uses words wrong all the time. And it's past the level of Yogi Berra, who would just kind of mess words up and mess up phrases, and it would still kind of work. Dale just straight up butchers language. He can't figure it out sometimes. So I don't believe that. I don't know which dictionary he was reading.
Like, I had to like snap myself out of it at a point in time. Like, damn, like this ain't my style. You said both your parents black from the Caribbean and you're light skinned as fuck, so you was good. Your mom hated rogues and still do. That's what I'm saying. Your upbringing is different, bro.
Rogues
I was
be hated.
always the different nigga, like in the hood. Like I was in the urban areas, bro. I'm telling you, I've always been the black guy that was different. Not trying to sound like I'm some special case or something like that, but I was just always different. And I wanted to fit in with so bad in my adolescent years that it's not even funny. Had crazy identity issues to one day I just said, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just be myself. I'm not worried about kicking it with blacks 24/7. Because when I did try to fit in, I got betrayed by blacks, stolen from by blacks, caught infinite fades by blacks, got clowned by blacks. Like, I could just go on and on. But yeah. Break the cycle. Definitely at the fake.
Are these insights you hadn't quite gotten about Dale?
I kind of could, like, if you asked me, I could have probably answered this. I kind of got the gist of it.
That's a perfect response, because yes, you'll find that a lot of Dale's origin story makes complete sense.
Yeah, and he talks in the modern day. He says the same shit.
Yes,
Like
he
he's
does.
talking about kids, but like he says the same shit about adults.
Yes. And it's kind of interesting with Dale when he describes these things, because he is describing something that is a legitimate thing. Again, I see this with kids that I work with every once in a while. I ran into this one kid one time, just the coolest dude ever. Dale will call him a rog, but I thought he was really cool. Anyway, he was always playing basketball with the other dudes. Well, one time we had kind of a nerdier dude. He was white. I don't know if that means anything, but nerdier dude there. And he and me and that kid were playing Magic the Gathering. And he swung by for a moment and was looking at it. And he said, well, what is that? And I said, well, it's a card game. And he was looking for a second and then turned away and went back and played. Well, later on, he came back and asked about it. He's like, well, how's that game work? And so I taught him about it. And at one point he says, wait, I don't need to be, look, I'm a G. I don't need to be playing this. And so, which I found really funny. But I eventually taught him and he really enjoyed it. But it is a thing that does happen. Is sometimes you do have some identity crisis as a kid. But this kid didn't blame black people for it. But Dale does.
No.
Yeah.
And like in school, it's like, yeah, the athletes are obviously more physically fit and imposing and stuff. And like maybe they push people around a little bit, but like, I don't know. I had friends on the wrestling team and the football team and all that. And like we all did nerd shit.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like too, it's like Dale is a fucking asshole.
Yes.
So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe
Yes.
he told people he was better than them and therefore they didn't like him. That might sort of like Phil's old stories. It's like, well, yeah, you're always a dickhead. So like,
Yeah.
maybe the people that would bully someone would focus on someone who's being an asshole to them all the time.
That's okay. Well, I see you read ahead in the story. Yeah, you'll find that Dale's stories often have him being an impossible victim. That he is too virtuous, too glorious, and too beloved, and too good, and people just hate him for it. And no, no,
too good. He's too smart. Yeah,
he's just too perfect, and I hate him for it. And you'll see this when we get to the Wolverine story, because the Wolverine story is an interesting perspective for Dale, just the same as the Wolverine story for DSP, where he accidentally kind of tells on himself, and you see how his personality was as a kid. So we'll get to that.
Rogue. But just because I was an attractive dude, I had to prove that I could catch fade.
There it is.
Like instantly, you're instantly, when you're a good-looking black guy and you're growing up in any urban area, you're gonna have to catch fade because they're gonna think you're soft because you're attractive. If you're just one of those crunchy, ugly by default, you don't even gotta prove yourself.
Oh yeah, ugly people never
when
get
you're
picked on.
when you're a good-looking guy, you gotta. Like,
by the way, I will. You guys will see it later, but there's pictures of young LTG, and the dude kind of looks like a dweeb. He's not, because even back then as kids, like when I was in middle school and whatnot, I saw, oh, that dude's attractive. Girls probably like him. If I was in middle school and I saw Dale, I thought, oh, that guy's kind of a dweeb.
Like have major hands, you gotta fight. Is like. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta like prove yourself.
Dale's camera was really acting up during this video.
Blah, blah, blah. You ain't gonna catch this fade. You're not really about that. You gotta prove everybody wrong. You gotta fight the crunchiest, crispiest, the most thugged out, and whoop
You
their
guys are gonna
ass.
hear a lot of
Or
racism in this video.
You said you just needed one big that had your back. Shit, I definitely didn't have that. What up, though, bro? Yeah. I'll never forget this fade I caught with this in high school that looked just like Kodak Black.
There was something else there at the part where he was talking about you have to go biracial. And that also is part of why it is that he's racist, is that he just kind of feels that black women are inherently inferior. And because he doesn't ever see women who are black who are on his kind of nerdy outside layer. He always just sees raw cats, basically. Eh, which isn't true. There's tons of there. I've worked with several of them who straight up told me, like, when they were kids, they were kind of the more dweeby one, you know? And he just doesn't believe it. It's not a real thing because he never encountered one.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, yeah, if he
that fool
didn't
just
do
kept
it, no one
staring
did.
at my
Yeah,
bitch.
they don't
I was in
exist.
10th grade. He just kept staring at my bitch.
At
Because
your
the
bitch.
whole black
Yeah, he
crowd,
didn't
like I
have
said,
one.
was in disbelief that he even landed her in the first place. She was black and Mexican. Everybody in the school thought she was hot and fire, so on and so forth.
I mentioned this a lot of times that Dale and DSP have a shocking amount of parallels. We have our own hot Latina story from Dale.
Yep, bullied by black people, hot Latina.
Yep, they love.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. It's all the
Smarter
same.
than everyone else.
Yes, better.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't believe that I grabbed her. They was like, the fuck? It's like, that's you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. They like, damn, my and then and it was a whole collection of that were hating. Bro, everybody in the fucking school thought she was hot fucking fire.
Selfishness is an underrated and demonized trait. Being about yourself first and foremost, working on yourself and only being
What the hell's
concerned
this?
with yourself is best. Fuck being worldly and trying to fake it for a group.
I think that's
I'll
his
touch
TPS.
bases on that in a minute.
Yeah, must
so
be.
this dude will always mad dog the fuck out of me. Of course she was light skinned. This dude will always mad dog the fuck out of me, bro. And I just started mad dogging this nigga back. He's like, you got a problem? I said, you over here looking at me? I was like, you got a problem? He's like, nigga, run that fade. I'm tired of you looking at me every day. Run that fade. Come back to the handball course. I'm tired of you playing games. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, if you really want to catch this fade, he says, stop talking. Come back. Stop talking. He like, everybody come to back. I'm like, fuck this pretty boy ass shit. Blah, blah, blah. We get to the back. We squaring up. He doing this this typical bullshit. You know, I'm just squaring up regular, right? This dude like swung with a loop and that shit. I backed up, came back. I threw
So
the
this
most
is where it all
raw
didn't happen.
haymaker, bro. I threw the
None of
most
this
raw
happened.
haymaker. I was like,
What's up? Yeah.
boo. He was like, I swear this dude spent like his punch out. This dude was spent, Bill. Everybody's like, oh, I didn't even know he had hands.
And
like
then
that.
everyone loved him after
Oh.
this. But then
He
everyone
got
hated
up.
him.
Hold on real quick. Hold up.
All right, Dale.
Because
I'm
you know
holding
when
up.
you good looking, expect you to be a bitch by default.
I don't know about that.
I'm not gonna act like I threw the perfect jab. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so
I mean, no, that's in my school. Most of the jock kids were fairly attractive. I don't quite understand this notion that beautiful people were inherently weaker. Not really.
Well, in some
Talk to
cases, if you're like a pretty boy, you grow up thinking you can coast off that, so you don't try it stuff. But,
Yeah.
like that doesn't hit you till you're an adult.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sam Hyde has a good breakdown of that.
And every once in a while, you just have a dude who's basically Derek Zoolander, who's very attractive, but essentially doesn't do anything. So, but are we saying that Dale here was Derek Zoolander? I don't think so. That's
No, because he never read a dictionary.
yeah, that's true. Dale thought about it. The third time he was going through the second grade. I should do that for a living. Do what for a living? Be professionally good looking while screaming racial slurs.
crazy 50 frame startup haymaker.
This nerd talking about his
Ooh, he was
gamer
like,
tech.
oh, mother.
He lagged in
Bro,
real
why does
life.
this shit keep doing this? Fuck.
He parried it.
Damn,
Then he
what is
did a
up with this
super.
shit? Does this shit not want me to tell this story? Anyways, this motherfucker fell, spin, he got up. He's like, bitch ass, he was bleeding. They was like, oh, that nigga bleeding. Motherfucker's lip was busted, nose was busted. He charged me, grabbed me. We tussling like this and shit like that. I'm grabbing
Okay,
him,
at that
spinning
point, he
him,
got kind of turned
threw him
on.
against the handball court. We just, you know what I'm saying? He didn't hit me in the face at all. I'm just socking him in the body. It's like bitch shit. He like just trying to get me off of him. And security guards came, grabbed us, pulled us. Bro, I swear from that point on, I was never considered a bitch at that point. I was never considered a bitch after that.
I have news for you, sir.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, growing up in any urban area, if you're a good-looking guy, you have to catch fade in order to be solidified. Or you got to be one of those that look good or whatever, that look handsome, and just wear your boxing gloves around your fucking goddamn neck at school. It's
Who
probably
does
won't fuck
that?
with you. If you're a good-looking dude, you're still in high school, bro, and you start boxing or some shit, just come to school with your fucking boxing gloves wrapped around your neck like sneakers.
Fast times at Ridgemont
Like tied
High
together
over
shoestrings.
here.
Pretty much.
Like, damn, I heard that Larry got hands, bro. Man. Oh, I ain't even know that box for real. I don't even know what the fuck that person said. I don't really give a shit.
Okay, so we can move on from this one. And we got another bullied at school story, so we got that one lined up next. This dude.
So, to me, it makes you stronger. Let's see, I was bullied. As soon as I went to public school, I was bullied. I don't remember first grade. Or do I? First grade, okay. I was bullied first through fourth grade. Because I was called
I had 4 years of bullying.
So
Hilarious.
First grade, I remember going to this Christian school, right? So a lot of you guys, I told you guys this before, growing up, my mom was a single parent, obviously. So whenever
And that brings us to the next part of this. Dale's father left him. Father left with Dale, I think, was maybe 4 or 5 at the time. He was pretty young, but old enough to know that a person was leaving his life, which is one of the worst years that kind of thing could happen. It's not like he grew up from the start with no understanding of who his father was. In some ways, that's a little bit more merciful in some ways, because then you don't have the loss, you know? And so that's what happened to Dale. His father walked out on him, and I believe it was a fairly like definitive thing. His mother apparently never really thought that it was going to change or whatever. And a lot of people put that as part of why Dale has so many problems is because he didn't have a father figure in his life. And in a lot of ways, that's kind of a stereotype. But with Dale, it does really seem like that's the case. Because you'll see this in certain discussions he has about, you know, his physical skills, his physical prowess. He's been on multiple rants where he talked about how he was wasted potential because he didn't have a father to teach him how to play sports.
And there could be something to that.
Yes.
Like having a positive male role model does help you not become a vain, narcissistic, thinking you're the strongest person in the world. Like having somebody to just check you a little bit and be like, nah, don't act like that.
Yes, and that's absolutely true.
Tell the truth.
Men
I think
don't
that's
do
the
that,
most
you know?
important thing my dad taught me. It was like, yo, just tell the truth and keep your head down and do what you got to do.
Yeah, my dad gave
And
me
it's
plenty
like,
of life lessons.
That works.
Yeah.
And he did teach me how to play sports, which I eventually didn't really want to do anymore. But
Right.
like, yeah, it was fun as a kid.
Yeah.
It's nice to have.
And Dale takes that very reasonable thing and twists it to an extreme degree because I know I keep saying I remember a video when, and the reason why it's so hard to get a lot of data on Dale is there's actually 3 reasons why information on Dale is difficult to get. The first and most important reason is that Dale is a flagging addict. He has been caught flagging videos as late in the night as 4:30 in the morning. So this dude just stays up flagging videos.
His streams are pretty late too. Right?
Yes. Late, and he's just spends the rest of the morning trying to get people offline. The other thing is that a lot of the videos have so much stuff attached to them that it's kind of hard to find it. For example, he'll be playing Street Fighter 3 and getting his ass kicked, and then he'll start talking about his dad, and then he'll start watching booty videos. Well, unless you know what he was doing at that time when he went on this rant, it's very hard to localize it. And so it's kind of one of those things where I really wish Dale had a pig go, because it would be very easy to find some of his stuff if you just remembered some of the quotes that he said. The other thing is, I know that this is going to sound like an attack, and I promise it's not. LTG's detractor clips have some of the worst labeling, but also the best labeling when it comes to videos. They will usually just be something like LTG rogs out, throws his controller, and has a tantrum. Which, yeah, that is what happened. But then there's also a segment where he talks about, you know, his girlfriend or whatever. And that gets kind of buried in the title. And it would be... Yeah. There's
Yeah, like Phil's videos, you can find what he's talking about
Exactly.
in the title. And thank God, because that dude just talks all day.
Yeah, it's
I guess
very
so does
difficult.
Dale, but
Yeah, and yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that it's a difference in packaging. And with
and really, I feel like Dale just needs a Cerulean 86 who can just look all this stuff up in like a 2-hour time frame.
yes, I would like to be that, but I mean, I just don't have that kind of memory. I also get a lot of stuff wrong. I did do a good job because here, and to prove my point, the video where he talks about his Wolverine story, I'll tell you the title. Please don't watch it. It's just called Low Tier Uncle Ruckus. But here, the video title has nothing to do with that segment, so you would never think, "Oh, that's a story about this," and that's frustrating. Where was I going with this? I don't remember. Something about his dad. But the sports thing is that he talked once about the sports situations, and he essentially assigns blame for all of his failings to his father in a roundabout way.
The thing is, too, though, if you're a nerd and you have nerd tendencies, like I remember like standing in the outfield at a baseball game and just thinking about PlayStation.
Yes, that was
like
me.
I really didn't care too much for being on a baseball team.
No.
Like I still wanted, like I knew what I was into even at a young age. And like, would things have been different for Dale? Like probably not. He could have played basketball or something if he wanted to.
Yes.
Just go outside. Like that's what people are doing.
Yeah. He wanted.
And how old is he?
Dale at the moment, he's 40. He's going to be 40 here in a couple of months.
Okay, yeah. So kids were outside.
Yes.
When he was growing up. Yeah. It's not like there was no iPads and TikTok and shit.
No. And he can't even say like, well, I was in the hood or whatever, because dude, you can find the safer places if you want to quantify it like that.
You can definitely play sports in the hood.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. But
maybe not at night, but like during the day, there's people playing touch football.
And I get you banned.
Thank you very much, Quavius. Oh my God, is that a wrong name? And Quavius for the subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, so the way he blamed his dad was essentially that my dad wasn't there to make sure that I got a football contract. So it's kind of his fault. Like, no, you could have, joined a football program at your school. Of course,
he would have been the best. He would have won the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, naturally.
Dude, the reason why any team didn't win the Super Bowl is because Dale wasn't on that team.
That's right.
Yeah. And then he also kind of contradicts it a little bit, because in other rants, he says that there's no reason why he would ever play sports because he's not going to risk his body just for money. So then it would have meant nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Which is a fair reason not to.
Yeah, absolutely it is. But then don't
like,
say
I don't
that.
Want CTE, so I'm not going to play football.
Yeah. But then don't cry that you didn't get to play football.
Yes.
She would put us in private school. Whenever she had a job that wasn't so good, or she was in between jobs, she would take us out of private school and put us in public. I think I've been to I think in elementary, I went to about 9 different schools between 1st and 3rd grade. So I remember it like it was yesterday. So I was in 1st grade, and
I hope this is the right story. I think it is.
That sucks.
Like I said, I was always told.
It does.
Always quiet.
And I will say something kind of controversial. I think of all the locales that have tragic origin stories, or just origin stories in general, the most tragic is probably Dale's. Dale's and Christian's in a lot of ways. Dale, he did have a kind of shitty beginning, right? He had a community that didn't really like him. He had a dad who wasn't in the picture. He had, well, according to Dale, an overbearing mother, which you'll see in a moment that it isn't the case, but he saw it that way. And, he didn't thrive in his environment. But then his reaction to it is just abhorrence, and who he is and why he doesn't even try and look at things differently. He just more or less brought his trauma with him and continues the cycle, which it's on him, man.
I was like damn near a mute in school. So
He decides to continue the
I don't
cycle
know.
of
Teachers
fatherlessness.
maybe
Yep.
thought I was.
He doesn't
slow
have it.
or
He's not a father to
something.
anyone.
I don't know what everybody
Dale's
thought I was
words.
slow or some shit when I was a kid because I never said anything. I was just really quiet, like abnormally quiet. So first grade, long story short, there
It's
was
not
this
shorter.
kid named Leon in the class, and this dude, like, he would always trip me, push me, try to steal my fruit snacks, you know, just shit like that.
Raw
And I would
tendencies.
go
I
home
get it.
and I ignored it for a while, and then I finally like told my mom. I was like, "Mom, there's this kid named Leon. He keeps like pushing me and tripping me. Every time I'm in a hallway, I'm getting tripped, pushed, this and that." And I didn't do anything because, you know, I'm a
Baby
child.
Heinz.
So I told her, and I'll never forget. I remember this shit from first grade, bro. It was a rainy ass. I know this shit might sound fake, like a movie,
Yeah.
like a TV show, but this is exactly how it happened. Man, my mom, when I used to see her pick me up from that private school, when she would get in front of the gate, I was always the last kid to get picked up.
Hilarious.
I know it sounds too perfect. I know it sounds like some victimized story, but it's not. I'm just telling you my shit. I was always the last kid to get picked up. 2 hours later, after all the kids were gone, all of them. So
you just had
it was
Dale
one
rogging it out by himself?
afternoon, evening, or whatever. It's damn near probably like just remembering the time of daylight. It wasn't cold, but it wasn't hot, so it was probably like spring, but it was hella rainy. So I kept
This
telling
sounds
my
like an
mom
anime
about this
story.
kid, right? So
Yeah.
she actually sees the kid, right? It's raining as outside. They're calling like, "Yeah, your mom's outside to pick you up." I go outside and the kid hugs me, right? He said bye and he hugs me. And as I'm walking away, he trips me in the fucking rain. And I fall
Aw,
in the
man.
puddle. And my mom comes over there.
That's so sad.
And she grabs the kid and she's like, push him down in that puddle. So she grabs the kid and I push him down in the puddle.
Hell yeah!
And he's just
Mutual
in the puddle,
bullying.
just crying his eyes out. And we storm off. And I never
And they
seen
rog
that
out.
fucking kid again. I don't
Wait,
know
he died?
What happened to him?
Oh.
But I went back to school
The
and
kid
he
just
into the shadow
disappeared,
realm.
as if he never existed.
Maybe he never existed,
That's
Dale.
exactly how it
Maybe
happened. I
Dale
think
was
me
in
and my
Silent
mom
Hill
was
there
like-
for
I
a
gotta
second.
Call her tomorrow. Me and my mom was actually laughing about that shit like a few months ago. She's like, "How do you remember that?" I said, "Yo, Mom, I remember everything."
By the way,
I
this
remember
is a
from the
little
ages
bit of
5
an
and up.
anachronism
I remember
because he doesn't talk to his
everything
mother.
because I got this.
Yeah.
I don't know this. I wouldn't call this a syndrome, but I got this type of, because I don't think there's a real classification.
I would
for
say
it,
it's a
but
syndrome.
I got this type of like, I don't want to call it a syndrome, but I call it painful nostalgic syndrome,
What?
where people from the past and situations from the past, yes, it's nostalgic, but it's painful, and you don't want to talk to people from the past. You know what I'm saying?
That's called trauma. The word he's looking for is trauma.
And like, if that really happened, of course you would remember it forever.
Yeah.
If your mom set someone up for you to wreck them,
Yeah.
like you would remember that as a kid
Oh,
into
definitely.
your adulthood for sure.
Yeah, my
Like,
dad
that
or mom did that.
definitely
That'd be
never
cool.
happened with me because I would surely remember that.
Yeah. But okay, so what's he trying to describe here is basically just trauma, right? Painful nostalgia. I guess it's spicy nostalgia. That's trauma. But okay, anyway.
Saying like it was so nostalgic, it's painful to remember. So that was first
Okay.
grade, right?
All right. And then she beat up
Second
another bully.
grade, I don't even know if I can say this shit on stream. Look,
Let's hold on. I want to help us envision what happened. So let's bring up a clip here. This will be perfect. All right, this is more or less how I'm envisioning this.
I was
went.
just
Not
feeling sick.
this. I'm sorry you're sick, kid, but I need to watch this clip. Very important. So something like this. Yeah, kind of what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
Well, let's get really artistic with it. Yeah, okay, so she did this. Dale and her just went off on this kid.
fast forward to 3rd grade. Well, hold on. Let's get on 2nd grade. All right. So I even had problems with teachers.
Exactly, Heinz.
So I remember being in the 2nd grade. It was a big ass It was an auditorium that they turned into a cafeteria. It had benches. I was still in private school right here. Same private school right there. I still remember what it's called. I'm not going to tell you the name. So
People already know it, by the
every
way.
kid is eating their food, right? I was a real picky kid. If I didn't get what I wanted, I would starve myself. So my mom had to cook according to what I wanted to eat. There were certain ingredients she couldn't put in the shit, because if she did, I wouldn't eat a thing.
Okay,
She
so
wouldn't
again,
cook
we're
with
seeing some
onions 'cause I
insights
would
into Dale.
starve
He's a very
myself.
picky eater.
She knew, like, it's just certain things I wouldn't with. So I'm eating my
thank
fruit
you,
snacks
Unquavius. That was
first. Right?
better way of
We
saying
all
it. I
had like
appreciate that.
lunches and packed lunches and shit. I'm eating my fruit snacks first. This teacher comes over there and she's like, "Give me your fruit snacks." She's like, "You should have eaten your sandwich first."
I don't
And
feel
I
like
was
this is
mute,
true.
So I didn't say anything.
Yeah, right, Jessica?
So I looked up at her and she says, "I took your fruit snacks because you didn't eat your sandwich first." So the bitch took my fruit snacks and never gave me my fucking fruit snacks back. So I'm just sitting there.
The teacher just hides
when you're a
This is
kid, you want,
Wolverine.
like fruit snacks
The
or some
fruit
goodies in your
snacks.
bag. You know, I had my chips, my sandwich, my fruit snacks.
I
As
think
a
this
child,
teacher
you
may have
want
had
that.
other things going on.
So I go home, I tell my mom, I'm like, "Mom, Miss such and such took my fruit snacks."
And you both powerbombed her.
She goes up to the school looking for the teacher and says, "Did you take my son's fruit snacks?" And the lady denied it. Long story short, boom, that was over. All right. I think she had pulled me out of the school. Remember, I went to like 9 different schools between the 1st grade and the 4th grade. I went to like 9 different schools, both public, both private school. Private schools were basically Christian schools. I think that's what a private school is. It's a Christian school.
Not exactly, but it
So,
can be. Continue.
I get to public school, back to public school. I got plenty of stories, but I'm telling you these particular ones in order, right? I get back to public school. I don't know what grade this was. It might have been 3rd.
Search back to your ROG memory.
I go to one public school. I get off the bus.
It would be kind of funny if how much do you know about Assassin's Creed?
A decent amount.
All right, so it would be cool if we could get the Animus and put Dale in there and then live through his memories of ROG ancestry.
Yeah.
Different time periods of rogging out. you're in the Animus and it's warping you back in time and it loads up and you're in grade school and your mission comes up, engage in rogging. Yeah.
I'm quiet. Me and my sister, we
Rog out
not
in the
talking.
lunchroom.
She was always more outspoken than me, but at that particular time. But long story short, all the kids.
I hate
would
his long
bully
story
us,
short.
chase
It's
us
very
home,
annoying.
all that type of
The
shit
bottom line is
until
this.
Until
Yeah.
one of the girls' brothers who started the shit, they used to be clapping on the bus like, "Time to get your beating." It's like, "We gonna get y'all when you get off the bus." We was running like it was fucking Boys in the Hood. So that shit happened for like a whole goddamn month until the brother was like, "Yo, y'all gotta stop bullying them. They're not even doing shit, blah, blah, blah. Or we not with y'all no more. This shit getting sad." Fast forward to when I went to this other school in LA on a completely different side of the town.
Yeah,
Once
exactly,
I told my
Heinz.
mom that, she ripped us from that school, shipped us to another public school. I go to another public school, right? Dude, when I tell you that I got in this class, thank you for going green. When I tell you that I stepped foot in this class, I didn't do a f***ing thing and everybody
Big ups
hated
going
me
green.
Yeah, I
because
like
I
it.
was tall. Bro, I never had a pleasant day in that fucking classroom the whole goddamn year.
That's an interesting little statement from him. I didn't do anything and immediately people didn't like me. I feel like that's never been true. I'm looking back in my history and I've never seen a case where someone didn't like me without a reason. Most of the time I disagreed with the reason, but they all had reasons. So I don't feel like that's true.
Unless maybe if you're like the new kid,
Maybe.
that could happen. Because like I just grew up in the same town from like, grade school through high school.
Mhm.
So I never really saw that. But like maybe if you're the new kid and you're this guy,
Yeah.
maybe.
Just as I imagine DSPT poses everywhere he goes, I always just imagine where's the low tier god pose. Let me see that real quick. See.
He's got his own pose.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, let me make sure there's nothing vulgar on here. All right. So this pose right here is what I always imagine Dale's just standing around like. So,
yes. Shirt's too small, so he has to stand like that. Yeah.
I've been visualizing
blue
that.
Steel too.
I imagine so how I visualize it. Thank you, Aquavius. Is that Dale walked into the grade school and he just posed like this in the doorway, and then I mean I can see why he got bullied.
Fear of being a third grader. I got clowned for wearing Payless shoes every day. I got clowned for being tall every day. The first day I walked into the class, this shit is like a Disney movie. The first day I go into the class,
Disney movies don't usually have a lot of bullying.
Has a seat. He's like, all right. They're like, oh, who's this new kid? Blah blah blah. This and that. I didn't say anything because I'm a mute. The dude has his hand on the seat, saying, "Oh, you can sit right here." Pulls the seat out.
Hilarious. That's a classic one. Come on, man.
Whole class.
Don't be such a crybaby. It happens.
Clowning. Like a movie. I was a third grader. Like a movie.
Kids
so
are cruel,
Jack. There was this kid with glasses named Ernest. I might have told you this shit. There was a kid in the classroom named Ernest.
I want to interrupt this real quick here. He brings this up quite a bit during his stories about being a kid, is that he didn't have a whole lot of money growing up. And he didn't have the expensive shoes, and he got bullied for not having these expensive shoes. So where the problem comes in with what I feel with Dale's upbringing, or how Dale turned out in the end, is that his response to this was to become the most materialistic dude alive. And he just says how he wanted to be so different from everyone else. But then he just went right back to the same cycle. He went right back to being about, well, if you don't have money, you're not important. If you don't have status, you're not important. But this kid got bullied for that. So why would you continue it, Dale?
He was the bully.
Yeah, he wants to. He wants that power again. That's why I think he did. I do think Dale
got to fit in. He wants to be considered better than other people. The same way Phil does.
Yes. It's not enough that I'm accepted. I must be adored.
Closest to me. So I get the chair and I hit him with the chair and I start kicking him when he's on the ground.
Oh,
Probably the worst thing I ever did. After that, he was crying on the ground. Crying on the ground.
Poor Ernest. He did nothing wrong.
The whole class, they hated me.
Well, yeah, he just went off on some classmates.
Everybody taking turns socking me in the back, pushing.
He was wrong day one.
Day, and then one day I just got. It used to be this.
Did you ever play? Did you ever play Tony Hawk's? I believe it was Underground 2, where you could have a flip out meter. If you crashed and you I think mashed square.
You can destroy your board if you get mad enough. Yeah.
I think Dale has that come up on Scream every once in a while, the ROG out meter. He just mashes square and he throws people around.
She was a stud in the third grade. She looked like a boy, wore boy shit. Her name was Janine. She was even socking me in the back. I'm like,
okay.
Hey, you old tall ass bitch, blah blah blah, tall motherfucker, about just that's all I would hear. And then
tall people are banned.
Socking in the back, getting in fights on the schoolyard, everything. Fourth grade, as soon as I get in the fourth grade, teacher hated me for no reason in the fourth
Obviously.
grade. I feel like every time there was a problem on the board or something, she would call me out. I told you guys about the story.
Because you seem to be the one most in need of education, Dale.
Yeah, if you never talk in school, the teacher tries to make you say stuff.
Yeah, that's their job.
That's how it works. Yeah, they don't want only the kid who always raises their hand first. It's not a one-on-one.
Yeah. It's I already know you're competent. Let me get this ROG over here to solve this math problem. And then Dale goes up to the chalkboard and just starts flipping out and banning people.
There was a pinata. And she said, if you don't know my son, do not grab none of his candy. She threw her son a birthday party on the schoolyard. So we're kids. We're going for Tootsie Rolls. And now
And Dale's getting bullied by everyone.
Jolly Ranchers, everything. I
It's
go
like that
grab
Eminem song. Like the
I go grab
principal
the
started
catch,
helping
like-
the bully kick his ass.
Yeah, it's I just a lot of these reminds me of what was it, Scary Movie 3, where that kid gets beaten up during the entire movie. That's basically Dale. He was getting hit with shovels, getting grabbed and choked out by aliens. This dude wasn't safe.
Put that candy down. Didn't I say if you don't know my son, put that candy down? I'm just like, yo, going to school in LA. I mean, it happened when I moved from LA. Shit. Anyways,
He is.
so you guys saying
You
Chris
seem
Rock
like someone I would want to
is getting
bully,
bullied?
Dale.
Yo, when you're different, or I'm not even gonna say when you're different. Sometimes kids,
Well, Heinz, he felt it
that's just
stirring.
the cards you're dealt. But I think that it turns you into something either worse or better. You said,
Well, yeah,
I
as
told you
opposed to
about
what?
Mayonnaise or ranch. Didn't I tell you that f***ing story already? I told you guys. Just, like I said, all my life I've been dealing with grimy ass. Like the dude who stole my f***ing Batman toys.
Yeah,
I
okay.
told you guys about that story. I came from Seattle from visiting my aunt for a whole goddamn summer. I come back, I got these cool Batman toys. The f***ing kid, I used to always walk home with him. Like I told you, his name was Purston. The f***ing kid said, yo, you think I could borrow your Batman toys? I said, if you bring them back tomorrow. He said, yeah, I mean, we walk home from school every day. He's like, I'll bring them back tomorrow. I open my backpack. I give him 5 or 6 cool-ass Batman toys.
Oh, badass, man.
That evaporated. I never seen that motherfucker again. No, his name was Purston.
This dude's
You got a
getting...
real disappearing classmate problem here.
Yeah, these people just keep vanishing. Dale, I think Dale may go into a fugue state and kill people. And then hide the body, and that's why he didn't get those Batman figures back. They were just covered in evidence.
I guess if he went to like a huge school,
Yeah, maybe.
because like I don't know, I went to a small enough, like every level of school where it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna run into each other. Like no one can like disappear on you unless they move.
That kind of happened to me, in that I disappeared from probably a lot of people's lives. Because when I went to school, I went all the way to high school in my town. Then I got expelled from my high school and I went to an alternative school. And I ended up staying at that alternative school for the rest of my high school schooling, because I just didn't want to go back to my regular school. I felt like my regular school just wouldn't care if I lived or died. And, they're just too tired. They don't give a shit. And so I think that people would say that. They would say, yeah, I knew this Rog, Lynn the Deranged, and he he was always talking about Gundam and stuff, and then he disappeared. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that story. They're jealous of the BBC. They're jealous of my big Batman collection. There you go. And so yeah, that's variations of this story that he's told. The other one is that he had a dude come over and play Super Nintendo with him, and the friend stole all of his Nintendo games. And that was, I guess Dale was just an easy mark. It was easy to rob this dude.
Yes.
Never seen that again. I'm handing the gadgets, to, the missiles that shoot off, everything. But evaporated. I didn't see him at school.
Somebody lost
I didn't see
a
him
gun
walking
from
home.
one of my Star Wars action figures. Lost the blaster rifle. Never talked to him again.
Oh hell yeah, man! No, I have
That is
some.
a totally reasonable response to that.
I feel so.
It's like,
I'm
yeah, I
also
take
kinda
good
like
care
that.
of these. Please don't fuck them up. And then it's like something gets fucked up, and it's like, all right, you're never coming over my house again.
That happened. You want to hear my version of this story? I lent a friend some games, some Xbox 360 games. And the next day he calls me up and says, dude, I got robbed. The games got stolen and whatnot. And here's what happened. I was at my friend's house, and he locked me out of the house, and he just kept them. And then he called the police and had me removed. was like, okay, well, I don't know about all that. Let's go to the
Yeah,
police
that
department and
probably
talk about
didn't
this.
happen.
We go to the police department, and I can't tell you how embarrassed I was when this happened. We go up to the front desk, and they say, "Oh, nice to see you again." And I said, okay, so what happened?" Well, what happened was that my friend got super high on like I think like PCP or something, completely rogged out, and was breaking shit in his friend's house. And so the friend threw my friend out of the house and called the police, and the police had to basically beat my friend up to arrest him.
Yeah.
And
So it was a true story. He just left out some minor details.
yeah, some stuff that kind of incriminated him. I
And
never
then
talked
he
to that friend
went
again.
to the cops with you to talk about it. Which
Yeah.
is a bold move.
It was a strategically something move.
Maybe he thought you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I called his bluff. Maybe he was wanting to jump out of the moving car when we were driving up there. But yeah, I never talked to him again. Screw you, dude. I'm not gonna give you something you get cracked out and lose it.
Yeah, fair enough. And sometimes when people are like too into drugs and shit, you kind of do need to cut them off. And then
Absolutely.
it's like, yeah, dude, once you figure your shit out, we can hang out again. But
I'm not gonna
I
swing
can't
by
be
the
dealing with this thievery.
exactly. I'm not gonna swing by the pawn shop and see the things that I lent you.
Yeah.
That evaporated. No, but the reason why I have a
Hey,
mental
which
thing
Star
with
Wars
Manny.
figure was it?
What, mine?
Yeah.
It was a stormtrooper, a sniper.
Oh, that's bullshit, man.
Yep. And like, if you lose the gun, then like, yeah, come on, dude.
What's the point?
Yeah, right.
You can't. They don't even have like knives or something that you could put in his hand instead.
No.
He's completely
It
disarmed.
always pissed me off too when I would go over people's houses and they had like all the cool Nerf guns and they lost all the ammo. I'd be like, dude, come on.
Waste.
You have all the cool shit and none of the ways to use it.
Dude, I went over
Yeah,
to
I was always like, if we lost a bullet from a toy gun, like in the bushes or like under the hot water heater, it's like we're going down there with a flashlight to get it.
Oh yeah.
Those are precious.
Oh definitely. I remember one time at a restaurant I lost a little piece of a toy down the seat, and I straight up pulled the seat apart and went and got it. That was not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
The
I
staff
can't
got
lose
super
this.
mad at me, but I'm like, I'm not losing my thing.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
have that many toys here. I got to make these ones count.
Luke needs his lightsaber.
Yeah.
Ranch and shit like
I agree,
that
dump truck.
is because of private school. So when I was in the second grade, like I told you, same cafeteria, same auditorium.
You know, actually, I'm going to move on to the next one because, yeah, as you can see, Dale got bullied a lot as a child. Now we're going to move on to a different kind of abuse that he got as a kid. I believe this is the right clip.
When did I lose my motherfucking virginity? Let's see. All right, let me tell you guys a story, right? Real story, no bullshit. Okay.
I'm going to be
I was
honest
like
with you
5
guys.
years old.
What?
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
We got some DSP Dale crossover with the language.
When I was younger, you know, back when I lived in LA and shit like that, my mom tried to keep us out of public school, so we were in Christian school, right? So when I was around 5 years old, I remember, hold on, I wasn't even 5, I was probably like 7, okay? 6 or 7. And I remember there was this chick in the back. She had to be at least, she was like the you know, we had our little teacher or whatever like that, and it was her daughter. But of course her daughter was a full-fledged teenager. So every day, this girl would take me in the back of the little nursery room, whatever the fuck room.
Content
it was,
warning.
where all the little kids' beds and shit was like that. And she would just start playing with my dick and making me touch all over her boobs and all that kind of shit. And you know, I was a kid, I didn't really know any better. So, you know, I just let her play with my dick, boom, boom, boom. And then every day I would come home, my mom would be like, why is your hand in your pants? Blah, 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 what's wrong with you? And I never told her what happened. At all. Basically, there was lots of females that fondled with me when I was a kid. But I'm not the type of person that's gonna snitch. I knew something was right, but
Something was right?
You
I
know?
think he meant
So
wrong.
from
Yeah.
that point on, I was
I
just
mean, if that's
interested in
true, I
winning
do
at like a
feel bad
real
for him. That's
early
like
fucking
not
age.
good.
Yes, that this is where I was saying with the Dale's origin is legitimately pretty sad.
Yeah, and
Dude
like
got
if he was getting bullied and shit too, it's like that sucks. Like,
yes, getting bullied, getting molested, all that together.
being the last one picked up every day, like that does do something to you.
Yes. I would say that of all the locales, the one that I could almost give a pass to just based on their childhood would probably be Dale. Because it is kind of hard to get past all these things together. And because sexual assault is no joke. And like you said, it could very well could explain a lot of Dale's sexual issues. Because this happens even in my line of work, is that we have a lot of kids who are detained or in prison for molesting people. And what happened in a shocking amount of these cases, and these are children who molest other children. Well, what happens is that the first child was molested. And so they tend to think that that's more or less normal. And
Yeah.
so then they do it because they don't know any better, because you're a child. You don't know what's right and what's wrong. So you just do it. And it could explain why Dale has a lot of issues with sexuality, because he just assumes that sexuality is something that should exist even as early as 5 or 7 years old. So he's got bad data, he's got.
And all that being said, too, though, you can have bad things happen to you and not be like a
Exactly.
raging racist dickhead.
Yes.
When you grow up, like you can,
People have been through way worse than Dale and have been decent people.
Yeah.
So no, there's still no excuse.
Right. Like he's still not a good guy, but I do feel bad for him.
Yes.
And that's if these things are true, which some probably are.
Yeah. And there is, I don't want to be too dark here, but there is the possibility that I could just not believe this story happened. And the reason why is because Dale just has a propensity for lying.
He lies all the time. Yeah.
And that's his fault for being a serial liar. That makes it so it's hard to trust you. But it could very well have happened. And that sucks if it did.
Yeah.
So that's all we're gonna really hear about that one. I'm sorry, guys. Content warning, but yeah, it's very heavy shit. And that's what I'm talking about a lot. The Dale origin story is something that people should know about. People should learn about this guy. He's not just this dude who screams racial slurs while playing fighting games. He also had it kind of rough. And
yeah.
So we're gonna move on to the Wolverine story. Something to kind of make us feel a little bit better after that. This is from an IMO stream, so you're going to occasionally hear him as well. But this is the only source I could find this particular moment from, his story here.
Much love, bro.
Fuck Dale.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm chilling, Steve. Just chilling, bro.
That black men, I don't know what it is about black men, but a lot of black men like to do suspect shit, but they don't like to own up to it.
Who does that sound like?
That's
You know what I mean?
bro. That's fucking you, man. Yo, what?
Hey,
Bro, that's Dale right there, bro. That's him.
like that. Like,
Okay, here
why?
it is.
Like, I don't know if this is a sign of bad parenting. Like, did you do 16 one-chip challenges because you needed new shoes? Did you need new clothes? Like, I feel like a kid that got everything they wanted wouldn't do 16 one-hot chips. This had to be based around some sort of money
Big
or
W,
some
what's
shit
up,
like
bro?
that. How does it kill you? How about you eat one hot chip 2023? Eat it, and I want you to amplify that by 16, and let me know how you would feel.
I'm sure it'd be painful.
Couldn't find where he ate 16. Yeah, I don't know if it's a rumor or what, but 16 sounds extreme. But if he did, it had to be for some money or some TikTok clout or something like that, to be able to be like, I'm the only person to ever do 16 chips.
He takes a minute to get to it. I
You damn near
apologize.
don't need to do one. How old was he? I don't know. It just says teen. Nigga could be anything from the age of 13 to 19. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat could find out for me. But
Yeah, dox the kid.
yeah, that's a fucked up way to go. He was 14. That's
He
literally
died
crazy.
from it?
Did he?
I can't
Oh,
imagine.
shit.
Is that what he's saying?
I think so.
Shit.
16 one hot chip challenges.
That sucks.
That's a way to go.
That would be my fault. It would be my fault. And for the rest of my life, I'll wonder like what could I have done differently to make sure my son didn't eat 16 one hot chips.
Yeah, I feel like you could have prevented this, Dale.
I feel like
Should've
you're only
rogged out
gonna
on
do
the
this
kid.
shit if you're not getting the things you want at home.
You can't stop people, or you can't stop kids from doing real dumb shit, though.
Yeah. My dad just kind of
that's a
steered me
shame.
towards doing benign dumb shit. You know, don't go hitting cars with bats. Just play Tony Hawk and crash into the ground all the time. That's perfectly safe.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just remember like, you know, kids are jumping off roofs and like all these things where if one thing went wrong,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did play
like,
that.
you know what I mean? And like, they weren't dumb. They just did dumb shit because you're a kid and you do dumb shit.
Yeah, you don't realize that technically anything could kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember at my friend's house one time, we were jumping off of his roof into the pool. Yeah, that was kind of dangerous. Now, it wasn't even that
Yeah.
high up, but still, like, if you just land wrong, dead, you know?
Yeah. If you just lean back too far and ding your head off the coping of the pool, like that could kill you.
Damn it. Nobody tell my parents. I never told them about that. What was your thing you
That's
did?
what I feel.
I mean, jumping off the roof of the garage. We had not a kayak, a canoe. And that we just kind of like went wherever on the water. So like any one of those trips could have gone awry.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, let's see how close we can get to that waterfall. That type of shit. Or like playing manhunt and just like running through random backyards and shit. It's like, you never know.
Yeah, someone could flip out.
Yeah, or just like, you know, you take a bad fall and like no one knows where you're at.
Yeah.
Going out in the woods, that type of stuff. And then like once drinking and weed came into the equation, like, you know,
yeah.
you know, anytime, like you could just fall asleep outside when it's cold out.
And but my parents are pretty glad I just discovered video games and sat inside all day. Now, thankfully, I didn't turn into too much of an issue with that, but I just avoided people after a while.
Like sometimes I feel like me being a kid and growing up being a kid and me hearing the word no 24/7 definitely played a factor in a lot of decisions I made growing up, for sure. There's definitely shit that I wouldn't have done growing up, for sure, if I didn't hear no all the fucking time. I
There we
feel
go.
like no is not always the right answer. No doesn't really like teach kids. Like, we were all kids. Like, who wants to hear the word no? Has there ever been anybody in this chat that heard the word no from their parents and like, damn, yes, mom taught me a lesson, or yes, my dad really taught me a lesson by telling me no?
Yes. Yes, that was an easy question. There's multiple times when my parents told me no, and I learned something from it.
Well, yeah, but I think he's trying to say at the time.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It makes you think devious shit. It also makes you have some sort of
Puerto Rican?
disdain currently. It makes you wonder, like, why
I'm all
can't
racist,
I have
bro.
this simple thing? Why can't I have this $100 Lego set? Why can't I have $150 J's? Like, I'm not a bad kid. Why can't I have these clothes? No kid likes being told no. Especially when you're a kid that deserves it. You're not
Nah,
out
I'm
there
outgoing now,
robbing
bro.
motherfuckers. You're not doing devious shit. You're not disrespectful to your parents. Why are you being fucking told no? None of us never liked it. No kid should ever hear the word no if you're a good kid. His asthma killed him. Still, I mean, he shouldn't have been having a one-chip challenge.
So you notice that little quantifier there. If you're a good kid. And naturally.
But
Dale was-
that's still just not true, though.
No.
If you're a good kid, yeah, your parents still have to not let you do shit.
Yeah. It still has to be boundaries. And it's weird that Dale, of course, was a very good kid. I don't know. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
All of
knows?
Dale's stories are very self-serving.
Having asthma.
I got told no all the time, but I also got told yes
Yeah,
on a
that's
lot of
for a
things
lot
I
of
wouldn't get
Fall
told.
Rock
I didn't
stand
think
at
I would
some
get
point in
told
life.
yes.
That's true. That's very true.
One of the
Talking
things
about-
that my parents told me yes to, that was probably a bad idea in retrospect, was we went to a military surplus store, my dad and I, and they had these grenades, and the core is taken out, so they're not real or not active. They're just basically paperweights. And I asked him, I said, Dad, can I get this? And he looked at it and said, I guess, but don't do anything dumb with it. And I did dumb stuff with it. I was playing with my friends and I threw it into a yard and the neighbor freaked the fuck out.
Yep.
Well, see, that was a situation I should have been told no.
About your childhood. I'm also talking about my childhood because a lot of us can relate because our parents told us no for no fucking reason. Like I told you guys, I remember one of the most humiliating times when I was a kid, right? There was this girl that I really liked. I was in 8th grade. There was this girl that I really liked. And
Chef, basically, bro.
she was having a co-ed sleepover.
Ooh.
But her parent
No
was gonna
Dales
be there.
allowed. No Rogs.
Yeah, some of you niggas know this shit already because I never talked about it on Twitch. Her parent was gonna be there. All my homies went. They like.
Why you say you didn't have any
all my
friends?
best homies went. Everybody was there. Blah blah blah. I asked my mom. I said, "Mom, can I go to this sleepover?" She was like, "Who's at the sleepover?" I was like, "Oh, it's such and such a sleepover, and then Edward's gonna be there. Such and such is gonna be there." She was like, "No, you can't go." I said, "Why?" I said, "Edward's going, such and such is going, such and such is going." I said, "Why can't I go?" She's like, "Because you're not going to no sleepover where there's girls."
Well, you know what it is, man.
I'm like,
Yeah, I
"But
mean,
the
I
mom
feel
is
like that's the
There's
right
not
call
gonna
for
be
mom
any
there.
Sex or anything. Like, she just would not let me go. I didn't talk to my mom for like a whole month over that shit. I'm like, it's not. What was I gonna do in the 8th grade? Backshot and fuck? Like, it literally just would have been lit. We would have just been playing like Truth or Dare or some shit, listening to music, having a good fucking time. Like, and the parent was there. I'm a guy. I'm not no girl. It'd be different if I had a daughter. She was like, "Dad, so there's this co-ed sleepover. You think that I can go? Like, Bobby's gonna be there. Jason's gonna be there.
This is really interesting to
Ronnie's
see
gonna
him
be
say this
there,
while
and
wearing
there's gonna
clown
be, like,
makeup.
three of us girls." Like, sure, honey. Yeah, you can go to a co-ed sleepover. Like, it's different if like.
When he says stupid stuff like that, I don't understand how the logistics of that would work. So if you're a woman, a girl, you should be barred from attending these sleepovers. But if you're a dude, you should be allowed to go to these sleepovers. But if that system worked completely, there would never be any women at these co-ed sleepovers.
Yes.
So how's that supposed to work?
He's counting on them all not having good parents.
He's assuming that his lifestyle is...
Which, for all we know, his daughter is allowed to go to them.
Yeah,
Because he's not there to tell her not to.
exactly. She could be rogging out.
I'm saying, like, Chad, it's different if I was a girl, but I was a guy. Like, I wasn't going over there to fuck, or I can't be violated.
But
So I'm
a
just
girl
like,
would go
it's
over
just
there
so
to
many,
be
like,
fucked?
memories I have.
I don't
I
understand.
didn't have no bad childhood, but it's just so many like memories I like got told of being no for no fucking reason. Like, I might as well just been bad as fuck, because if I was bad, I still would have got. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have got this shit, so I might as well have just like did bad shit and still been, yeah. But
That's how a child
that's
views
all I'm
things,
saying.
man.
Like, we were
How
all
DSP views things. If I'm just going to get criticism, I might as well be an asshole,
Yep.
which is what 4-year-olds think.
Yeah,
kids,
exactly.
None of us deserve the word no. I hope that wasn't the case with this shit where he like did a gang of one-chip challenges because his parents was telling him no and shit.
Well,
like
it didn't
that.
look
yeah,
like the
thanks for
no
the
had any
feedback,
effect on him.
You said
Lord
it
of
was a
War
good call
donated
not to let me go. Why? What would have like
42
happened
dude
if I
talking
would have
about
went over to a
sleepovers you missed out
sleepover,
on
a
when
co-ed
you was a
sleepover in
child.
the 8th grade?
Jesus, man, move the fuck on with your life.
Big facts on
Nothing,
that.
bro. I would have had a good memory. That's it. I would have had a dope memory. Yeah, the worst thing I would have did was spin the bottle or some shit or play Truth or Dare. That's it. If I had a son, would I have let him go? Yeah. The fuck? What's the worst that could happen with
Little
parents?
Dale
over there?
Jr. there.
You
But
can tell when this dude was youngish.
but why would Dale want his son to go there? There's not going to be any women there.
Be like, fuck you, mom.
Yeah, we need some dysfunctional families.
Shit, he was a pervert also. You can tell.
Because if I tell, let's
His
just
mind-
say if I like
This
told
dude's
my
brain
son
has
no,
already been
my son
fucking
was-
polluted ever
if I
since
had
he was a
kid,
child.
right, in the future, and I told him no about some shit.
Because you
like
know
that,
this
that might
motherfucker
make
will
him
be
just
trying to
have
do some
disdain
sexual
towards
shit.
me forever. like, he be like, that might just, you know what I mean?
So that basically cycles back to the DSP Wolverine story. It's that the
Yes.
moral of the story is just tell your kids yes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. There's no way that hasn't led to any problems.
Mm-hmm.
But something else I was going to say with that. Forget. So what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I do feel bad for him if those stories are true. Like that does suck, but
Yeah.
like we see what he's become, and yeah, it does not excuse the behavior.
No,
Even though
absolutely
I enjoy it. I enjoy the current clips that come out, but it's I'm not gonna be friends with him.
No. I think that Dale should have had some sort of mentor. I do feel that he should have had something because he is a person who's dealing with a lot of negative things in the worst possible way he could deal with them. And that's to keep him going. He's materialistic as shit despite being bullied for not having the materials. He is denied so many things as a child, but then denies everyone else everything. He's a despot, though he hates despotism. He just does all the same shit.
Yeah.
Another thing,
And like he still has this like he talks about these stories a lot of like how Phil does. Truly the black DSP. Like he still thinks of it as if he is 8 years old.
yes,
Like he can't think of like, well, maybe looking back on it now, I can kind of get it. Like even if you still don't agree, it's like for the Phil's Wolverine thing, it's like, yeah, they didn't buy you a toy like 8 months before your birthday. And it's like, yeah, maybe they had shit to do.
yeah.
Like maybe, yeah.
They forget that they're humans. You know, maybe Dale's mom didn't have any legitimate reasons on the top of her head about why Dale shouldn't go. But a parent should also just be able to trust their intuition and say, no, I just don't think it's a good idea. And for
Yeah.
spoiled brats like DSP and Dale, that's not an excuse. You have to tell me why it is you won't give me my way.
And did Dale have no male role models? Like, or did he have like an uncle or like a cousin or something?
From
Or
what I know,
do we
he had
know
none.
that? Okay.
He mentions occasionally that he had like friends or whatever who were older than him, but pretty much every story about them it doesn't indicate that they have that kind of relationship. So no, not really.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's
That explains some things.
it does. Dale is very much a reason to advocate male mentorship, you know?
Yeah.
And
I think that's like one of the most effective ways to do like volunteer work and stuff is like
absolutely.
show kids that it gets better. Because like when you're a
Absolutely.
kid, like not that everything sucks, but like a lot of things you don't understand and it kind of sucks. And just to see somebody be like, "Oh yeah, that happened to me too. It's cool. Don't worry about it."
It's
Like
just
that's all
sucks.
you really need to hear. Yeah. So
Right.
like I feel like that could help society out a lot.
I think so.
Like those Big Brother programs and stuff. Like if you don't actually have a brother, it's like, well, all right, here's somebody who's a couple years older than you who you can like ask questions you might not want to talk to your parents about or whatever.
Absolutely. You have that kind of safety there with it. And because it's kind of an intermediate point between parent and friend, you do have, like you say, you've got some special liberties there. All right, so I'm gonna be wrapping up here soon, just with the Dale side of things. Imbode has some stuff lined up, but as you can see, there is a lot to get to with Dale. Dale is not such a simple locale that you could get through his entire. I mean, like I said, we haven't even gotten to the content creation.
Barely got through his childhood.
Exactly. He's got some terrible shit. And here's the thing: is there's multiple videos of him talking about his childhood, and most of the time, it's kind of the same stories over and over. But occasionally you get one that's just clearly bullshit. That didn't happen. And so let me see if I can find another one that's rather brief. The other thing that I want to discuss at some point with Dale is some of his early life with people. And specifically, we have testimonials from people who knew Dale and who lived with him or spent prolonged time periods with him. And it's almost all negative. No one likes this dude. So we're gonna go to LTG's 1994 fried chicken story. I'm not sure what this is, but it sounded funny. But yeah, that's what Dale looked like right there. I can't quite see it because my subscribe button is in the way. But there's Dale. I believe that's high school. I believe that's I think 10th grade.
He doesn't look like that much of a nerd. I feel like he could fit in.
Yeah, he could. I wonder if we're gonna see the picture of him as a full blown like kiddo. Let's see if this one has. Oh, this is the same story. No, we don't, I can't bring this picture up, but I'll find it. Get it to you guys.
I'll be coming home. Bro, how the fuck did that happen? Oh my god, are you kidding? Fucking
throw the controller.
Position.
Then to cheat. Give me some time.
Somebody should show his manager this shit, man.
Been together since all teenage years.
All right, moving on. Come on.
Sorry ass fat nigga. To be alone. Shut the fuck up. But when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad.
He sounds like the unforgivable guy sometimes.
He does have that. He I will say this.
Grinding his teeth.
Yes.
Screaming.
Yes, he does some growls. I would say this. LTG has the best meltdowns. LTG 100% of all the locale's best meltdowns. His older stuff where he would basically be foaming at the mouth, screaming at his camera. Glorious stuff. But yeah, he does do some teeth grinding screams and growls sometimes.
MO 342.
All right.
When I was in, what was I, 4th grade? Oh my god, I just couldn't stand this bitch. She was this big, tall, light-skinned lady, and this bitch was addicted to fried chicken. I'm telling you, when I say addicted to fried chicken,
I think I remember the story.
She was addicted to fried chicken. Now let me tell you guys a little quick story real quick. So I was when did I go to this fucking school? I went to the school in 3rd grade. This is when I first came out of private school.
You can hear him kind of going back and forth if you have headphones. So he's walking around while he's saying this.
I have to go to public now.
Yeah, it's almost like
the rest of my 3rd grade year. First half was in private school.
Thank you, Sackle. I'll keep that in mind.
It was fucking.
I think I'm subscribed to those dudes.
Like I always said, my mom would pull us out of private, put us in public, put us back in private, put us back in public, whatever the fuck I just said. Man, those are some good times too when I think about it.
It's got good trauma.
But so I go to this new school that's like off of 74th Street. I think it's like 74th Street Western or some shit like that in LA. It's called LaSalle Elementary.
Okay, continue.
Mind you, I go there.
Make up your story.
First day I go, I'm the tallest kid in school, blah, blah, blah. First day I go, niggas already starting shit. I go in, I fall for the biggest trick in the book. I know this sounds like a motherfucking,
You know, like a fake story or some shit on a cartoon, but no, this shit really happened.
Okay, so we get kind of a replay.
So one of the dudes said, "Oh, here, have a seat. I'm gonna pull out a chair for you." If I sucked, you wouldn't be watching.
What's DSP
You
doing
suck
here?
My motherfucking virtual dick, though. Fat ass nigga. I see your profile picture. Worthless cuck. Anyways, let's get back to what the fuck I was talking about. So I fall for the old chair trick. I'm gonna sit down. They pull the chair from under me. I fall. Boom. Everybody laughing at me, pointing. Ah, look at this tall ass nigga on the floor. Blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I'm only in 3rd grade. So I get up. I was like, all right. It was this nerd dude. I still remember this dude. He had glasses. His name was Ernest.
Yeah, there you go.
How the fuck do I remember a nigga from 3rd grade named Ernest? Because I don't forget no fucking face and names.
Oh, man, this guy's vindictive as hell.
So this nigga was pointing at me and laughing, and so he was close. I got the chair, and I swung it at this nigga and hit him. And he was like, what the fucking chair, blah, blah, blah. After that, the whole class hated me. I had to fight the whole class, nigga.
Well, of course they hate you. You just came into the room and started attacking people.
I was walking to the door.
You had a wanted level.
Socking me in the back, everything. And then I got tired of it. I was a quiet kid. Niggas thought something was wrong with me. I was a quiet kid. I wasn't always outspoken and shit like that.
Yeah, he didn't fully rog out until later.
The bitch that was a tomboy was socking me in the back. I was like, all right, fuck it. So I start punching these niggas back. I'm sitting at school lunches by myself, no friends in the class, everything. You know, for a kid, that's very detrimental. You know, if I had this brain when I was in 3rd grade, I wouldn't give a fuck about kicking it with nobody. I don't give a fuck about no other human being being around me to make myself content. But when you're a kid, that's very detrimental. If you have one best friend and that nigga doesn't come to school, goddamn, you're going to be like a fucking goddamn a fry left in a McDonald's box all day. Like,
that's an interesting metaphor.
Motherfucker.
No one thinks about the lone
fry.
fry.
Bitch ass up. If I was sensitive, I wouldn't be streaming no more. Cuck, suck my dick, bitch. You sensitive. That's why you got upset about me banning somebody. Now suck my dick virtually and listen to this fucking story, bitch, after I ban you. Because we know you will. Cuck. Anyways.
I miss this Dale. I miss this Dale so much.
You know, I had to end up catching a couple of fades, everything like that. It was towards the end of the year, so I only had to spend like a couple of months in that class. So I went to 4th grade, and it was this
it's part of why it is that I hate PlayStation 5 and Xbox One. A little bit. I hate them a little bit because they do mark the end of the best eras of some locales. There's some good-ass rants DSP did while the PlayStation 4 menu is up. Likewise, there's a lot of good rants that LTG had while the PlayStation 4 menu is up.
Oh, yeah. Phil always had, like, the music really loud. The, like, ambient jack.
The jerking it theme.
Yeah.
I can't listen to that theme anymore. After it got paired with DSP masturbating, it's no longer a chill, pleasant song. It's a dude spanking it on his couch.
Fucking teacher. And I'll never forget her name. Miss Mercier. Big, tall, light-skinned black bitch. For some reason, she just did not like me for shit. Like,
oh, maybe because you came into the room and started swinging on people.
She was always yelling at me, this and that. And this bitch always had a fresh, and when I mean a fresh, box of fried chicken on her desk every fucking day. She ate so much fried chicken.
Maybe she had a sponsorship.
We had a substitute teacher for a whole month because the bitch had kidney stones and all types of shit from eating fried chicken every day.
Oh, wow.
I'd be shocked if she was still alive because her health was very bad. So I'll never forget, my nigga. She used to do the coldest shit. So
yes,
her son was in the same school as
I like
us.
kept taking my headphones off.
But you could tell he was like slightly special ed.
Someone was having a domestic
shape of a box.
Or something.
Like literally, his head was like
he's clumsy as hell.
Box. His head was in the shape of a Rubik's cube, and he had a ducktail. How many of you niggas in here know what a ducktail is? I don't know. I think it was Church's chicken, if I can remember.
Church's chicken does sound really good right now. I wonder if it's too late to go to the gas station. Dude, did you hear what I was talking? Have you been to a Buc-ee's?
No, but there's one sort of nearby, and I'm thinking of driving out there just to get a bunch of food and drive back.
Dude, Buc-ee's kicks ass, man. When I was driving through Texas and we went to one, I guess I'm just kind of a lame ass, but it's a really cool aesthetic to pull up to a gas station, and it's the size of a Walmart. And you can go in and they have entire ass like food courts inside. It's so sick.
It piques my interest. I'll
Yeah.
put it that way. Like the best gas station food ever, like might be worth a 40-minute drive.
It is pretty good, and it's because what would DSP say right now? Oh, they're eating gas station food. It does not taste like gas station food. It tastes like a grocery store, and it's all
And like
small and localized.
Wawa and Quick Check and all those, like they're good. Like they do make good sandwiches and they do make good chicken fingers. Like you can't eat fast food and then shit on the gas station food if it's like the right stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I would say even Quick Trip has some really good stuff. Quick Trip's hot dogs are really good. But yeah, highly recommend it. Go
And
to
then I've
Buc-ee's.
heard the farther south you go, the better the gas station food gets.
Mhm.
And
can see
like
that.
I'm not in the south, so like if it's good here, it's got to be real good. Like they have like smokers and shit at the
Yes.
gas station. It's
Yeah,
like you can get like real barbecue.
They had a wall that was, I want to say it was maybe 30 feet of nothing but different types of beef jerky.
Yeah.
It was rad as shit. I would love to stream from the Buc-ee's parking lot. Just restream DSP in the Buc-ee's, and then
I watched a video of a dude who ate only at Buc-ee's for a month.
all right, we're going to Buc-ee's.
And he
field
was
trip.
like, when he was leaving, he was like, yeah, actually, like this was pretty good, honestly. Like it's like I'm glad I'm not in a parking lot by myself all the time, but like this was a good trip. Like, and I want to try that. There's like some kind of like Texas cheesesteak, and I think I need to try that.
Here we go. We're at Buc-ee's right now. Well, I love streaming. You can go on little field trips like this.
Jason Voorhees with the Telegraph.
Hey, Jason Voorhees here.
Live at the Buc-ee's opening.
He's gonna kill some people here at this
116
Buc-ee's.
gas pumps, and we're gonna walk inside and see what it has.
Yeah, I would stream from the parking lot. I would restream Phil, and then every once in a while get up and go get something. Got so much shit here.
Yeah, we'll do a meetup.
That's where I'm gonna have my famous celebrity meetup. Hey guys, come to the Buc-ee's parking lot. I'll sign your empty game cases. This place is
as
sick.
big as a grocery store.
It is. It's gigantic.
We're gonna start over in the food.
Obviously.
Snack aisle.
And you know, sometimes one gas station has this and the other gas station has that, and you kind of have to plan around it. It sounds really lame, but it is a thing. You know, one of my gas stations near where I live doesn't have the Jolly Rancher gummies, and I love those, so I always avoid that place. But then they have drinks that I like.
Right.
It's very frustrating. But this place just has everything. That's how it should be.
Even with cigarettes, they'll have like different places just won't have like some kind of cigarette. And like I don't smoke anymore, but like when I did, that determined which gas station.
Oh yeah,
see many options.
It's very annoying. And look at all these shelves of just shit. All right, let's skip around a little bit.
Oh, they sell booze too. That sounds cool.
They have full ass kitchen areas, man. Buc-ee's kicks ass. You can, if you need shirts, you're good. Bite my ass. All right, that's a nice one. If you need a cooler, it's, you know, sometimes you go to the gas station, you want to get beef jerky in a cooler. There it is, in a bucket. Actually, this would be my one-stop place for going green. I might need this bucket later. But yeah, anyway, back to Dale.
Niggas got some.
Yeah,
nerve.
exactly,
Nigga, if I
Heinz.
was sensitive, you know the type of nigga I would have been murdered myself. Y'all niggas are stupid. Think about the ideology of what you're saying and the logic before you try to dare call a nigga like myself sensitive or insecure or anything. I'm the most godlike nigga, period. Can't nobody handle the type of hate and scrutiny I deal with, bitch ass niggas. I'm nothing but somebody that absorbs it, and I never spit it out. I suck that shit in and use it as power, nigga.
He's the king of hate.
You motherfuckers would be crying and ready to kill yourself or kill somebody if you were in my shoes. The fuck? Realize who the fuck you speaking to, nigga. That's why you're here.
Come on,
Any
tell the
fucking
fried
ways.
chicken story, man. Stop getting distracted.
So her son, you could tell he was like slightly special ed, but I didn't really know because I was a kid. But when I look back on it as an adult, I basically just understood what was up. So she had a party and she made, I think it was maybe like
2 of us in the class, and I happened to be one of them. Nigga, I never got lucky with shit in life. Period. I never won no drawings, never got the candy in class, none of that shit.
Oh man, that sucks.
Anything I got is because I put myself in that position.
Okay.
So
Stop distracting Dale.
she had a party, nigga. When I say only 2 of us in the class, and it was a new student and it was me. She let this nigga swing a pinata out there in the yard, knock out.
Okay, so it's going to be a
candy,
recap of the
right?
pinata
Now,
story. I'm not doing all that. Let's. All right. So
I
that,
don't think we heard that one, but yeah.
because he was, the lady said, "Don't if you don't know my son, don't grab that candy." It's the pinata story again.
Oh, okay.
So I might watch that.
Oh, okay, that was connected. All right.
We're gonna go over to the videos you sent us. We're done with Dale for now, but I assure you, we will come back to him. There's a ton of arcs with Dale. There's a ton of
Dale and Cyrax both need returns.
Absolutely. But we didn't even get to say the Brawly Legs thing. Brawly Legs is kind of like it's Dale's version of Hello Jew.
Okay.
It's super bad. Well, he should have been straight up outright canceled with the Brawly Legs situation, but Dale doesn't care. So we haven't even gotten to that. So we'll get to it one day. Now we're watching. You want to watch this iDubbbz thing?
Let's do LA Beast first.
Okay, so LA Beast,
a 2-minute video.
All right, this is all right.
So this dude is known for eating and drinking challenges, and especially tracking down old discontinued snacks and drinks. And well, he tries to get the companies to redo them, which they did redo Crystal Pepsi, but yeah, this is him finding the old one before that happened.
I see. What other ones has he managed to bring back?
He did an Ecto Cooler from like the early 90s, the high C green Slimer Ghostbusters flavor.
That was so tasty.
He's done challenges of eating it was like a huge bag of hot Cheetos, and then he put some kind of like ghost pepper extract into it.
Whoa.
Tried to eat the whole thing. He did I think it was 2 pounds of sugar-free gummy bears. Some of them are legit challenges. Sometimes he just chugs Epicac and pukes.
Oh, all right.
Some of them are a little more thought put into them, and some of them are just
Let's see it.
So yeah, Crystal Pepsi was a Pepsi that came out in the 80s, I believe.
Yeah.
And it had no coloring in it, so it was clear.
Yeah,
and
I remember it brought up on I Love the 80s. I think they talked
it was
about
supposed to make your teeth not get stained.
Yeah, okay.
And it turns out no one liked it because they were used to the Pepsi being brown. So it got discontinued. It's even though it was exactly the same thing, just no coloring, it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I would go for transparent Pepsi. That sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, right? I think it's back.
I should get some for my next DSP tries it. I'm not old. Not old. How dare you, the one who weighs mods?
Not as old as ALT.
Yeah. How old is ALT, by the way?
I don't know.
Because he doesn't seem old to me at all. So
Not
does that
really.
make me old? If I don't think he's old? I don't know. I best not think about it. Oh, this is jarring.
Oh yeah, I wasn't old enough for when Crystal Pepsi came out.
No.
I just
Me
knew
neither.
what it was.
As Waymore said, left losing the broad legs of his condition and guilty for being trans, which for Dale should be in a totally different order. Yeah. I think that he didn't mind the guilty one, not to get too far in the lore, because it was public. But then Viscount was public, so I don't know. How is it?
This is it. I'm surprised everyone knows about this guy.
How is it? Is it tasty? Good stuff.
Oh my god, dude.
Okay. Oh shit. It had the delayed reaction. Oh dear. Jesus. Oh my god. Damn, is it that bad? Okay. Well, we got it all out. Man, you could never poison this dude, could you?
I doubt it.
He'll just come right back up.
The dude from the Princess Bride.
I want to see.
Like he's immune to the poisons.
Can I get one more? What's another good one?
The one you could do fruitcake car wash.
Okay, LA Beast, fruitcake, hair wash. Yeah, when Guilty picked up Dale, he looks so.
Throws up in this one.
Okay, this one
is still pretty funny.
What's up, y'all? It's OJ. Cookie
I don't care about you, OJ. I don't know you. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that the one away.
Premium.
He seems like a kind of. I need to get YouTube Premium.
Oh yeah, there's also a documentary that it might be worth to watch. It's Bam doing like a tour of Castle Bam and reminiscing on all the shit they did there.
That sounds fun.
And it's actually, I watched it and I like enjoyed it. Like it was good.
That's big ups. We got to watch that. Yeah, that video of Guilty lifting up Dale is so awkward looking. You can tell he kind of wants to react, but he behaves himself. All right, so we're in the car wash.
I don't know if there's like a long intro to this.
LA Beast here, and it's been a while since I've consumed food on a YouTube video on my YouTube channel.
Spice challenges, we could do that.
Right here, right now, today, is making one hell of a comeback to become the first person in the universe to consume.
Okay, so I think it's around here is where it starts up.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You got a lot of water.
The sunroof is open. And like, I don't think anyone has finished a fruitcake ever in like the history of man.
No, a fruitcake is nasty.
Like fruitcake is something you take like one slice of and you're like, oh yeah, I remember why I don't like this.
Yeah, I think they feed it to prisoners.
Like there will always be some candy corn left over, even if you like it.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I want to do this. I'm really not sure. But my wife tells me that Russians have a very similar thing where they have a food for, well, it's not Christmas. They do it on New Year's. And it's essentially a gelatin that has a bunch of meat inside of it. And it's not good. It doesn't sound tasty.
Is it like fruit flavored gelatin or like?
No. It's just
not fruit.
So
it's like head
jellied
cheese.
Meat.
Oh yeah, that's head cheese.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure because that's made out of like all the worst parts of the animal too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said they eat that on New Year's, and
you got to try it though.
Oh no. I need her to make some authentic Russian style version of it so I can eat it and vomit. But
I've never had head cheese, but I've eaten like liverwurst and stuff like that and olive loaf. And like I'm okay with those. So maybe I could try it. And
let me look up head cheese.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's like a meat cube with like
What's up, you?
Snouts and
okay, so this
tongues
here
and stuff in it.
Yeah, that looks very unsavory. That looks nasty as shit. I don't like
it might
gelatin
be
to begin
good
with.
though.
Maybe.
You gotta try it.
I'm not a big fan of gelatin to begin with. And then you're gonna throw pieces of deli meat in there? No, hell no. Sounds horrifying. Alright. Oh, this is Buc-ee's. We don't need to be here. We need to be here. I have had bison. What ways? It's good. Does that gelatin have pork inside? Because Life of Boris had put a recipe like that. Yeah, it does. Buffalo versus bison.
Buffalo. Okay, it's different.
Oh no!
I love how he does these things and then acts surprised when it happens. Like he chugs Epicac and then he's like, "Oh, I don't feel so good."
This does seem like a Jackass skit too. I could see Steve-O or Johnny Knoxville doing this.
Are we watching the right video on the channel?
Yeah.
Or am I just behind? Okay, never mind.
he's not getting as wet as I thought he would get. Gotta defend the fruitcake.
I will definitely try buffalo next time I go to. Do you get burgers or like steaks?
Yeah, this shit's dumb, but it's also very creative and funny.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm an unironic fan of this dude.
Yeah, this dude's cool.
And I think he's been doing it for quite some time. I think he has a kid now, but
Is he gonna vomit in his car?
he could. It would be on brand.
Heinz, I haven't actually sat down and watched it. I'm really sorry that I just keep getting distracted and I haven't watched it, but I definitely want to do that, and I also want to save it for like community submissions night. So that's gonna be on there, all right, Heinz? I promise
watching
you.
other people's clips, I think, would be that would be fun.
Yes.
Stuff we know nothing about.
Yes, I promise you it will happen. And that's also kind of a good point. Maybe I shouldn't watch it until that stream. That way I'm just completely shocked by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, Heinz, it'll happen.
That's what I would do.
Just try and eat bigger bites. I don't know. This guy also just looks like a really fun dude. Some people have a fun face. And I think, oh, this guy looks like he can party.
Yeah, I know some people who like ran into him and like he was fun to just be around. He's just a big oaf. He's kind of like Shane Gillis. Like just a big lovable dummy.
Dude, I need to see that too, Little Shadow. All right, let's go. Is he in the same car wash multiple times?
LA Beast videos. I would be fine with that for another 10 minutes.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, let's get another one. Let's go again.
There was one suggested earlier about like a spice challenge.
All right, we'll check it out.
Probably just pure pain, but probably enjoyable.
Oh
to
shit!
watch.
Enjoying a 24-year-old high C ecto cooler. So that's the one you're talking about.
That's the ecto cooler, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna save that to a list.
Oh, that's not LA Beast though. I don't think that's a different dude doing it.
Yeah, but it says LA Beast down here at the bottom.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
This is so bad.
He's almost finished with this fruitcake. I'm pretty shocked by that. I can get maybe 2 bites in and I'm
he'll probably
done.
have no problem with this because he eats the gnarliest stuff.
Yeah.
The car wash aspect of it does add an additional challenge because he has to duck the waves.
He has to dodge it while eating.
He's like running low on water, I think.
Oh man, well just put your bottle out there. Put it out the window.
Just drink the soap.
We're almost done, man. What's the nastiest thing you've ever eaten?
Might have to think about that.
I had some sausage in Russia that was not tasty. It was very gross to me. It was very oily, and oh no.
I like kind of like almost every food I've eaten.
Yeah, same here.
Like I'm pretty much good. Nastiest on the conventional scale, like maybe tripe, but like I thought it was fine.
Oh. Yeah,
It's just like kind of one of those, you know.
I had snails one time. It was not good. Or not snails, oysters. And I wasn't a fan.
Oh yeah, I fucking crush oysters.
It's something about the consistency. I don't want to eat
Especially if they're like breaded. Yeah, if they're less like, I don't know what, like the viscosity of them is weird.
Yes.
The texture.
I've had squid, and squid wasn't too bad.
Oh, squid's great. Yeah, an octopus, like calamari.
Yes.
I do feel sad eating octopus though, because octopus
I know,
are
me
really
too,
smart.
because they're like, yeah.
Yes.
Like eating a dolphin. I can't do that. Although I would eat a
You
dolphin.
know,
Dolphins
you
are
just sit back,
bastards.
relax, and enjoy the ride
Yep.
from this point forward.
All right, big ups, dude. You did it. All right, so spice challenge, you say?
Yeah, that was
82
recommended.
pound Claxtons.
Holy shit, he
Spice
choked that down.
challenges.
All right. It's 9
That
million
one's-
Scoville spicy ramen noodle challenge. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, it's a whole playlist.
Yeah. Let's-
I mean, I think any of them would probably.
All right, let's
be,
let's start with this one. We'll definitely save that. I'm gonna save this playlist.
Funny.
This might need to happen later, of course.
It's like a 20 video playlist too.
Oh yeah. So we'll check that out. This here. What the hell is this? Get out of my face.
Dragon cardio.
All right, so we're making a big ass thing of ramen noodles. This is the kind of content I would do if I had really good metabolism. I just get really fat from everything I eat. But I would love to eat. I love eating, and it would be fun to just do challenges like this. Like
I couldn't do these.
not like this.
Ones.
Not like this. No.
I can't do it.
But I would do something like, all right, taking DSP sauce and making it spicy and edible and cool. That's an interesting challenge, you know. What if you make it you restreamed the sauce? What the hell is this? World of Warships. All right, you got this, dude. Take him out. Come on, you got this. Fire on him, idiot! All right, come on. Yeah. See it happen. Oh yeah, this dude's ass is toast. Look at this shit. Get that ass banned. Stupid bastard.
LA Beast here, and in approximately 4.5 minutes, my life is going to be 100% filled with regret. Because
Yeah, that
what I
looks
plan
really
on doing
dangerous.
is taking the purest, hottest, and most concentrated pepper extract in existence, and adding that to the spiciest ramen noodles in existence, and then consuming this dish from hell. The only way I know how. Like an absolute boss. Now, the noodles contained in this bowl are Sam Yang's 2x spicy ramen noodles.
I want to try
which have
those.
a Scoville
They're
heat
pretty good.
unit ranking of 8,800.
I'm
never
like,
mind.
afraid of them.
No, never mind. I changed my mind.
I can eat the like regular spicy pre-made ramen cup things, and even those are like you gotta lay down after.
I've got a pretty good resistance to spicy, but I do have. Oh my god, I do have a definitive limit.
I used to be able to do it, but like something changed.
Yeah.
It might have been that I stopped smoking cigarettes and like drinking constantly, because that definitely helped.
Yes.
It's like if you're drunk as hell and like just smoked like 5 cigs, you can pretty much eat anything.
You got kind of like a stat resistance.
Concentrated pepper extract in
Yeah.
existence. And just to give you an idea of how hot just one single drop on your tongue really is, it is 3 times hotter than the Carolina Reaper, which currently holds.
So it's lethal. This will kill you.
Just from the bottle, like the way that's packaged.
Yeah, it
it's
looks
like,
terrifying.
Oh, yeah, this is bad for you.
It feels like
I
a
got
nuclear weapon.
I got a sauce one time, and the box was an outhouse,
that's
like
good.
implying that it'll make you shit yourself. And it did. It worked as advertised.
Oh damn! Did you put that in the product review? Did in fact shit myself.
I mostly bought it because I wanted the. It was like a balsa wood, like handmade, like outhouse, and I'm like, oh, I want it just for that.
Yeah, that's cool.
On fire. So be
I think we used this sauce in not gumbo, jambalaya.
Oh yeah.
And that shit was fucking spicy.
Maybe we should move on from food discussion. I'm getting really hungry.
Yeah, right. Now I gotta eat a third time.
Pour.
What the hell, Mr. Donkey Dick's anal holocaust?
As you can see on
The next
I've
DSP
seen that
tries
on
it.
shelves.
Looks like lava. It looks like brown lava.
Lick it a little bit.
It doesn't smell that bad. It doesn't smell that bad. I'm just
Throw it
gonna
on there.
eyeball this right now.
But empty the whole bottle on there. That's it. Just a drop. Just a drop, man.
That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. That's way more than enough. That's way.
So this is his last episode, huh?
Oh boy. Okay, and I'm going to.
Ah, yes. The sauce I
Just
bought was
get the
called
view
Ass
here,
Blaster.
and I'm going to
Beautiful.
stir everything up.
Worked as
Put the camera down,
advertised.
stir
My
everything
ass
up,
was
and hear my
blasted.
voice.
Yeah.
There's panic that is starting to set in.
This isn't even live streamed, so he could have just not done this.
A normal man could have not done this. He has
And this
to.
is the 9 million Scoville heat unit, spiciest ramen noodle
So he's just gonna
salad,
die.
Absolute boss.
That sucks, man. You're not supposed
I've
to be
heard
able to...
that ketchup helps
day.
you endure
And I do
super
have
hot
my
things.
I think so.
special fork that
Because
I
the
know
ketchup has a
milk
lot of sugar
helps
in it.
avoid the ulcer.
Yeah.
Because there's one where Badland Chugs makes this like hot sauce concoction and
Oh, and he's going for it, man.
drinks it out of the boot, and he's like using ice cream and milk and all this shit, and he's like, it's not working.
Yeah, it's because I think acids and bases, right? Something like that.
Yeah. I think it also like milk like coats the fat from the milk
Yeah.
is like a sacrificial anode.
Instant
So
heat, instant heat. It's like
the
huge.
stuff, the hot sauce will rip
God,
the milk
that's the first
apart
bite, and I
before
didn't
it
take a big
rips
bite.
apart your stomach lining.
Oh,
Because
okay.
like this, what he's doing right here is like not for mortals.
Yeah,
to
this
attempt.
this looks very
This
dangerous.
can give you an ulcer like in one go. It's very bad. For
Yeah,
you.
if this was put in front of me, I'd say, dude, I'm not doing that. That's actually dangerous.
And he's not acting either.
I'm drooling.
Oh no. He looks like he's in pain.
This is the way.
Don't wipe your face. Do not wipe your face.
The worst I've ever had. This is the worst I've ever had.
Whatever you do, man, get yourself a towel to wipe your face, but do not touch it with your hand. I have had that happen way too many times. I fell for it. Basically maced myself.
Yeah, I got capsaicin concentrate in my eye at work.
Oh.
That was, I mean, I just used the eye wash. It was all good, but like, you know, it hurt. And you know immediately. It's like first there's a little tingle, and then it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a warning. Gird your loins. It's about to hurt way worse. Go for it. Just you know what? Eat it all real fast so it doesn't even have a chance to hit you.
You like can't though.
Man, little shot, that sounds rough. There you go. Yeah, well, don't wipe your mouth and then do it.
That's so good. I feel hot.
This guy kind of looks like my stepmother's brother a little bit. He has a little bit less hair, but he kind of has this dorky look to him.
Okay.
Just choke it down, man. Oh man, he's actually shaking too. He has nothing to drink.
I need to get my bearings straight already.
I ate this. It was just like a spicy pizza at like a, I don't know what you would call it, like an artisan pizza place. And it was like so hot that I thought I wasn't good for a minute. Like people were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm finishing this." It was so good though. Like it was really, really hot, but it was.
That's the worst.
It was delicious.
It's the worst when it's like that. Because you know you should stop, but it is really tasty.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this dude looks terrible, man. Stop!
He's been maced in the
I
mouth.
don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it, dude.
Okay, man, you've proven that you could do quite a bit more than I thought you would do.
I can't make it. My
Yeah.
mouth is tingling.
Man, we need to clone this guy. This dude's invincible.
My whole head is tingling. I can
Imagine a clone army of these guys. It's unstoppable. And you could also feed them anything. Just puke it up, man.
I'm not gonna make it.
Oh, it's gonna hurt
Yep.
so much.
Oh, this is gonna be hell on earth. Oh, there we go. Milk time.
My whole face is gone.
Man, this poor dude. Yeah, just go for it, man. Put it all down there. Oh, God.
He can't feel his face.
Oh, man. I'm starting to feel a little sick just watching this. How much more do I have? Oh shit, okay, it's almost over.
This is the worst heat I've ever had in my life. Birds, like my whole face is tingling. It's back of my throat is up.
Well, does it taste good? Oh shit. We gotta get King Cobra to do this.
You probably could.
He wouldn't even notice it.
Actually, have you seen or we'll save this, but the King Cobra's spicy fish pizza?
No, I haven't watched that.
Yeah, that's, yeah, we'll do a Cobra episode.
Alright.
Because he's got enough.
I saw the one with the snail meat.
Yep, the burrito.
Yeah.
I've never had a pepper extract in my life. And I put a little bit. It's still on my hand. I need to go wash my hands. I can't speak.
This dude looks so bad.
Super hot peppers. But this was, it was different. The very first time I ever ate a super hot pepper.
Alright, man.
Like, my entire face went numb. And, like, immediately, my face went numb. It was tingly. It was like a very tingly feeling all over my face. And then it just...
Man, Little Shadow, you know a lot about this dude too, eh?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that, like...
Yeah, I'd never heard of this dude.
Everybody knows about him, yeah. Yeah, because I was like, I'll do one LA Beast clip, because I don't know if people want to see this dude throw up for 20 minutes, and it's like, oh, actually, yes, they
brought me
did.
right down to size, right
No, that's
there.
good content.
That was a
And I'm
piss
very
poor
happy
effort on my
about
part.
Alright. We got anything else for today? You want to watch this iDubbbz thing?
Yeah, we could do whatever. Yeah, I'm good to stay for a little bit.
All right, I'll probably head out after this iDubbbz thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Base. iDubbbz is without a doubt facing one of the
I don't know
worst
anything about
downfalls
iDubbbz.
in
I never really
YouTube
followed this
history.
guy.
A good amount of people are just.
I didn't
doing
follow him
the
too much
reasonable
either,
thing
but
and
like
just
he
making
used to be
jokes
an
and laughing about
edgelord,
it.
and then he
But
became.
there's a whole nother group
Dale
of
would
people
call him a
who
cuck,
feel
and
personally
so would I.
devastated and
okay.
betrayed.
Because he actually
You
is.
lied
Oh
to
wow.
us.
All of this begs
Yeah,
the
he's
question.
got like an
how did one of
OnlyFans
YouTube's most
girlfriend who
iconic
like
creators become the
Yoko
laughing
Ono's
stock
him
in
and
the
runs
eyes of
his
both his
life.
fans and the broader internet
What a
community?
hero.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be
And I
diving
love
into
doing
the
this with you,
controversial
but it's a lot of
career
fun.
and downward spiral.
Yeah.
of
Watching
iDubbbz,
weird
a
videos.
creator who built his
It's
career on
kind of like
criticizing-
remember when YouTube first started really happening and everyone was finding weird videos and sending them to each other. It's like that, but just live action.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe watching like Whitest Kids You Know or The Juggernaut. But,
Oh, yeah?
Maybe we could do like a special edition things we thought were funny when we were 13 edition.
That would be cool. Another you
Just
could have
watch
something
like
like
old shit.
we could have something along those lines and of course do the special events, but also it'd be kind of nice to have them for whenever we see something really depressing and dark and we need something to kind of turn ourselves around.
Oh yeah, like the rainy day
Yeah, like,
playlist.
yeah, we just saw something. We saw Chris Chan drink his cum, so let's watch the Juggernaut real quick.
yeah, or like yeah.
others, but fell victim to it himself. iDubbbz started his journey on YouTube in 2012.
Holy crap,
and
Little
almost
Shadow.
Immediately, he began uploading content. The first long-running series on his channel was titled Kickstarter Crap, which saw iDubbbz making fun of various lackluster Kickstarter projects.
I should start a
Hello,
Kickstarter.
everyone, and welcome
I don't know what
back
for,
to more
but
Kickstarter
gotta find
crap.
something.
Today, the piece of crap that we're looking at is called Paintball Panda, the Bamboo Tales, your new everyday game.
Although these videos were nothing
Why is
more
this
than
guy's
simple
face
rants,
asymmetrical?
iDubbbz's unique style of presentation and sense of humor set him apart from other channels, which allowed him to rapidly increase his viewer base, growing from a few hundred
iDubbbz
thousand
tried to
viewers
do
per
a
upload
like a
to
gotcha
over 1 million.
documentary on
This
Sam
critical approach
Hyde,
to
and it backfired in a huge way.
Oh wow, so there's a lot of lore behind all this. Okay, well this dude's gonna get his own.
Yeah.
This guy will get his own episode for sure.
The
making
Sam Hyde
videos
thing
with
was recent, like last 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So that was like iDubbbz sort of trying to like do a redemption by making someone else look bad. And it's like, you can't troll Sam Hyde. It's impossible. Like even Matan, I don't know if you watch
No,
Matan
you're
at
getting a
all,
little
but
obscure for me.
He's he's kind of like Eric Andre.
Okay.
So he brings people on his show and then has like weird people milling around them and like trying to get them to say the N-word. He's just a troll. He's the dude who ran up on stage at the Game Awards and said, "I want to thank my rabbi, Bill Clinton."
Oh, that dude?
Yeah, that dude. So he had Sam Hyde on, and Sam Hyde brought 40 Indians with him. And it just had them like crowd the stage.
I'm gonna be real. I did not like that dude. I do not like that dude who went up there and said, thanks to my rabbi, Bill Clinton. Because what made it really annoying to me was that finally Dark Souls kind of reached the mainstream where it got an award and got the recognition it deserved. And then this dude decides, you know what this night needs? It needs me. It needs me. That's what this night needs. I'm like, dude,
Well,
wow.
I don't particularly care for award shows, so yeah, I didn't get that. But like,
I care when it's something unique like that.
He's doing his own Eric Andre thing, and I think he'll have like a pretty funny career.
Yeah. I don't know. He gave me a very bad first impression. My first impression was, oh, it's just a narcissist. And I don't know. And normally, no, I don't give two shits about award ceremonies, but it is kind of nice to see something that was, for the most part, completely obscure.
When something really
get
deserves
recognition.
it.
I thought that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then this dude shows up and says, "This night's about me, actually."
Lead into his other projects, and eventually lead to the creation of iDubbbz's most popular series, Content Cop.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Content Cop. Today's theme on Content Cop is equality. But this time, I'm gonna make a video about a woman with a... We're talking about Tana Nojewel.
Each upload in the Content Cop series saw iDubbbz break down and berate a specific controversial creator with several edgy jokes.
Did this guy do one on DSP?
Over the years, iDubbbz would cover the likes of Tana.
To get started
God
with
damn it.
analytics, you don't need previous
I don't
experience
think he
or
did
a
because we
degree.
would have
The
heard
Google
about
Data
it.
Analytics
Yeah, that's
certificate
true. He would have
teach
told him about his
Mojo,
resurgence.
Leafy is here, and Keemstar, which gave him a reputation for being one of the most ruthless commentary channels on YouTube. Combine this with unhinged collaborations with creators like Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, and Anything for Views,
Filthy Frank,
and it was only
that's
a
a
matter of
treasure.
time before iDubbbz reached legendary status on the platform.
Hey guys, how you going? My name's Max Mofo. I'm Filthy Frank. I'm iDubbbz TV. And today we're playing Deadly Twister. What
the hell's that?
The red spots, which are fire. We've got the blue spots, which are spaghetti. The yellow spots that are mouse traps. And the green spots, which are full of mystery challenge from the hat.
What the hell is this?
I gotta spell one of these.
Ultimately, iDubbbz's unorthodox creativity would inspire a whole generation of other
He had,
creators
like, a
to
big
follow in his
fan base.
footsteps.
Like,
a lot
of
iDubbbz would
people
later
like
move away
Content
from the
Cop.
extremely edgy
I could see this
content.
dude being-
He managed to retain a majority
I
of
could see
his
this dude
fan
resonating
base
with
and
people.
seemed to be comfortable exploring other avenues of creativity. Unfortunately for iDubbbz, he was about to be put at odds with fans.
And he did a
it wouldn't be
180.
for the content he created. In March
He basically went
2020,
from, like,
iDubbbz's
edgelord
girlfriend
to
Anissa
woke,
Jomha published
like,
a tweet
overnight.
announcing she'd be making an OF account and began promoting it to both of their fan bases. I'm very excited to announce my lewd OF launch. Check me out in the link below. I'm very excited to provide cute cosplay photo sets and more.
Oh, sweet.
Hard devil face. Under normal circumstances, announcements like this would generally go unnoticed, but Anissa's connection to iDubbbz would incite a response from his community. Seriously, rip. iDubbbz has fallen.
Oh, shit.
I can't believe Ian was a simp all along. I'm sort of disappointed. Really. iDubbbz, more like iCucks. While the comments
Oh,
from
no.
viewers were mostly lighthearted
Got
trolling,
'em.
iDubbbz would deem it necessary to respond to the subset of fans that reacted negatively to the situation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of iDubbbz Complains. This is a very special episode where I get to tackle two topics that I've
Yeah, I
recently
can't wait
become very
either, Heinz. It's gonna be
passionate
quite
about.
something.
That
Jade's gonna
is
subscribe.
a section of my audience who
Eric,
thinks
you'll
they know
definitely
me
subscribe.
and my opinion on sex work.
Oh, I see
Following
you
this,
sitting
So
more
alone.
more
iDubbbz
donations.
directly attacked members of his
Yeah.
audience who didn't approve of Anissa's new line of work and made it clear he didn't care about their opinion.
A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it. But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally devastated and betrayed. First up, we got Edward. He probably got told by a lot of people that he looks like iDubbbz.
Oh, nice.
And he really liked that because iDubbbz was cool. But now that iDubbbz is a simp, now he's gonna go in full baby Wawa mode.
To try and prove the
this is a
situation
good-
wasn't a
good
big deal,
solution here.
iDubbbz claimed OF content had no impact on someone's future job prospects or social standing. which was an uphill argument.
I think this is one of the most important opinions to highlight because it really demonstrates a severe lack of real-world
I don't know you, but I feel like this is a bad idea.
When you're saying that future jobs are going to be harder to come by.
I
because of
support
an
my
OnlyFans
girlfriend, and I
account.
don't want to
Like,
talk
if you
about
think
it
this
anymore
affects
is
your
the right
standing
answer.
or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken. This is straight out of the playbook of the boomer who's decaying in his lazy
It does,
boy,
though.
who wants to tell
Because
you, no,
it isn't even necessarily that you won't get the job, but you know there's going to be that atmosphere around you the whole time. And is that your fault? No, not necessarily. People
And
should
like
be able
if
to
a
get past
company,
it, but it's just going to be
like,
there
I mean,
though.
even doing this, like if people, well, I mean, I guess we're sort of anonymous, but like, if you have some internet presence and it doesn't agree with like what they want the face of the company to be, why would they hire you?
Exactly. I could completely see it. I could see the argument why I wouldn't get hired. Hey man, we found your YouTube. You just make fun of this dude who's retarded all day.
Yeah.
You got me there. Can't
You
say
do a
that's not the
series
case.
where you get high and laugh at a guy playing video games and say mean things about him. It's like, well, yeah, maybe the company doesn't want that. Maybe like an investment banking firm wouldn't want that.
Damn it.
I think most companies might be cool with it, but
Hey man, maybe that's
You
the
know.
new angle we need to take with our firm. I don't know. It's a new horizon.
that ain't gonna
Yeah,
work. No one's
they have
gonna
like a
hire you
detractor
looking
logo
like
for the
that.
company.
Even though the video attempted to present
DSP
several
jerking
compelling
it.
points, the fact that
Yeah.
Idubbbz was making a
The
response
bust
to what
bank.
most people would consider a non-issue only amplified the negativity towards him and his girlfriend. One of the easiest ways to amplify
normal James.
negativity to yourself
Bad
in
idea.
real life
Oh, that reminds
is
me.
by
Hold on, let me write a
smelling
note
bad.
down real quick.
The worst part about it is that most people won't even tell you that you are the perpetrator of the unsettling scents. In fact, when people do tell you about your scent, it's generally in the form of compliments, when you're wearing a unique or satisfying fragrance. This
Wait, is
Sorry.
this a
I've been wearing a
plug?
lot
Yeah,
of
it
Versace
is.
Plug.
Ross, as I love the fresh
This
summer
is perfect,
scent,
'cause
which
I
brings
gotta
back
write
a
down
lot
a
of
note real
memories
quick.
of having nights out in the city with my best friends.
There's a video I need to
Fortunately,
find.
I've been able to keep in stock of
It's gonna
cologne
take a while to
thanks
find it,
today's
'cause it's-
sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fantastic
I'm not wanna
service
get
which
into it.
allows you to experience designer fragrances without breaking the bank. They allow you
All
to
right,
try
all right.
popular brands like Prada and Versace.
Sent this.
Lot worse.
I like
for
might
Idubbbz.
actually
While most of
use
the
that.
commentary community acknowledged that the
instead of buying
controversy
a
was
2-year
overblown,
supply
they
of
also made it
cologne,
clear
you
that
get to, like,
Idubbbz's
try
response only
some.
made the situation much
That'd be pretty
worse.
sweet.
While he was getting into this video talking about, you know, the fans that he's cultivated that are highly toxic, he went on them and he finally gave them what they want, an emotional reaction. This would have died a week later anyways. Nobody would have talked about it. Get bored and start playing fucking Furcadia afterwards.
Furcadia?
The fact that you addressed it to over 1 million people, guess what? It's now
No
going to be
Diddy,
brought
I
up for a
guess?
while.
Well, this
I
marks
don't know
the
what
first
that
time
is, but it
Idubbbz
sounds a little
overcorrected when it came to
suspect.
controversies
Yeah, I don't
involving
know
him
about all
and his
this.
partner. It would
Former
be the
Chancellor of the
last,
University
as he
of
would go on to
Wisconsin,
repeat
La
this
Croix,
pattern of emotionally responding to
Joe Go
criticism.
was fired
On the 8th of
explicitly for having an
January
OnlyFans account.
2022,
Holy shit.
A creator by the name of Sam Hyde published a video titled "The Truth About Idubbbz." At a first glance, this video seems like an expose piece about Idubbbz, but the 2-hour-long video was actually roughly cut footage from a documentary that Sam and Idubbbz filmed together several months prior. For a bit of context, Sam Hyde is an internet personality who made a career for himself by pushing the boundaries of what's considered acceptable in online comedy. The footage from the video was meant to be a part of another installment in Idubbbz' series of documentaries covering interesting online figures like Airsoft Fatty and Dax Flame.
The documentary hasn't come out. It's like 8 or 9 months ago we shot that footage, and it's clear that it's not coming out. And we took like 2 weeks of our time and shot a bunch of shit that's like really awesome. And we spent like
Sam filmed
fucking we rented
simultaneously.
T-Rex. Spent fucking
So when the
$15,000
thing
on film.
failed
So
for Idubbbz, there was
we gotta
no
release
hiding
our
it.
footage.
Sam went on to explain that he and his team included several bits of misleading but comedic information during filming to both make the documentary more exciting and prevent Idubbbz from a hit piece.
We came up with a lot of funny ideas to like pull tricks and like I hired this crackhead girl to pretend to be my girlfriend, and we did all these funny like prank things, but it wasn't to make him look like an asshole. It was to like make his project funnier. I wanted to make a video with Idubbbz where it was like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy mayhem. This is funny. Part of what
So
went
he
wrong
lied.
was I think Idubbbz was kind of
He's
trying
making
to punk me a
false
little bit.
content.
and like make me look like a guy that had like fallen off, which I have. Like I've fallen off, like undoubtedly.
Sam's cut of the documentary would garner over 3 million views.
Oh, wow.
And lead fans to theorize that the reason iDubbbz hadn't released his version was that he
I
intended
think
to
Sam
misrepresent
has
Sam.
like the most super chatted streams on YouTube.
Really?
Maybe not right now, but like recently. Yeah, he's not really fallen off.
I guess for where he was, it feels like a fall off, maybe.
Yeah, well, he had a show on Adult Swim that got canceled.
What show was that?
World Peace.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
It's I think only one season made it on TV, and then fuck, I forget who, Tim or Eric, kind of like made it their mission to get his show canceled.
Oh, okay.
Like it didn't get canceled because people weren't watching it. It got canceled because I think it was Tim Heidecker found it offensive.
Huh.
So yeah.
Well, that's stupid. Those dudes had just as weird comedy as
Yeah.
That's
And
dumb.
Sam like kind of trusted him because it's like, oh yeah, you kind of do what I do. Like, yeah, I lost a lot of respect for him.
Tried to
for
make an
that.
on-location
that's
documentary
toxified.
following around Sam Hyde to mock him for being washed up. He never uploaded it. Now Sam is showing the footage, and it's 2 hours of him and his crew fucking with Ian, and making him seem like a meek, awkward nerd.
Oh, no.
But now, a
That's
month
toxified.
later, iDubbbz would upload his version of
didn't
the
have to work too
documentary,
hard.
titled Getting Away With It, during which he shed light on his thought process during filming. Apparently, iDubbbz wanted to get an authentic look into who Sam was beyond his comedic persona.
Back in March, we went to Rhode Island to film a documentary with Sam Hyde, who's known
Guy
for
looks
his
really weird.
comedy video. Thought it'd be interesting to get to know more about Sam because not many people know much about him. He's a bit mysterious. He's a bit unwieldy.
Whether or not iDubbbz wanted to portray Sam negatively was anyone's guess. However, it was clear that the conflict of interest between both parties had affected the overall quality of the documentary. On one side, Sam wanted to create a comedic spectacle, while on the other, iDubbbz sought to make an introspective look into an elusive online personality.
I can
At
see
the
why
end
he'd
of
be
the
a little
day,
annoyed that
neither
Sam
side
Hyde
got
would
what
do
they
all that goofy
wanted,
stuff,
and
I
only
guess.
walked away with a bit of feud
Oh yeah,
between
of course.
them.
But
A feud that would
his
only get
true
worse with
intentions
time.
were
Later that
his true intentions were to like expose Sam and like make him look bad.
Oh, I see.
Like it was not a because like Sam's fans were all calling him a cuck.
I see. That
And
makes
I
sense.
think they'll get to the big reveal in this. I'm pretty sure it's in here, but like you'll see.
Yeah, iDubbbz would announce an influencer boxing event dubbed Creator Clash to raise money for different
excited.
charities. Seeing a chance to settle a one-sided rivalry with Hassan Piker, Sam would request to be part of the event.
Oh, yeah,
but
he fucked
iDubbbz and
him over on
Anissa
this,
almost
too.
immediately turned down the request.
There's been some talk of Sam Hyde getting involved in your event. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, we just did a live stream where we spoke to it a little bit. But if anyone saw the documentary, Getting Away With It, we worked with Sam Hyde for a period. Involving him in our event just isn't a good idea. I think
It's just
most
a
people
massive
would.
business risk.
I think most people would understand that.
Yeah, it's a huge business risk. I mean,
To viewers, it almost seemed hypocritical for iDubbbz, an individual with a similar controversial past,
Oh,
to
goodness.
exclude Sam from the event for being a quote brand risk. Even though Sam couldn't directly participate, he still managed to get involved by training another fighter named Harley Morenstein of the Epic Mealtime YouTube channel.
So is your first
Epic
day
Mealtime.
of real training?
Man, it's
tomorrow
weird
then?
that all these intersections are happening.
With Sam
Chocolate
Hyde.
chip bacon
Remember Sam
beer
Hyde.
waffles.
It
That's
might be
smart.
Any minute, huh?
Oh shit, where's
yeah,
Wings?
yeah.
The
Right now.
second I'm done here, I have a mysterious address that on Google Maps looks like a parking lot. And I'm going to meet him there.
Unfortunately, it would be later revealed on Instagram that Sam wouldn't even be allowed to attend the Creator Clash event, with a comment from Sam reading, "To clarify, I bought 5 front row tickets and found out a few hours before the event that I was banned. So out about 11.5k, also security was walking around with pictures of my face and bothering some people about wearing my shirts.
Oh,
And the
wow, so they
cameramen
completely
were told to
blacklisted
avoid
this dude.
entire sections of the crowd rocking my shiz, lol, and I'd still train iDubbbz for the revenge match if he apologized. Mercy and Grace high on the list nowadays, just gotta ditch Yoko Ono,
Oh, wow.
referring to Anissa. Sometime after Creator Clash, Sam would make an appearance on
He
the
should have been
Buckingham Show
allowed
to
to
share his
box.
thoughts on the entire debacle.
Question that you were going to be on this card at any point?
Yeah. I don't see
No,
why
I didn't
not.
think I was going to be on the card.
The whole
but
thing
I
is
didn't realize
bullshit.
at any point that I was going to be fucking blacklisted from a charity event. I got 5 front row tickets. It was $10,000, and it's for charity. And supposedly I'm going to be refunded this money. So he wants me not around badly enough that it's worth taking away $10,000 from charity.
While the reason for his ban was never stated, Sam suspected that Anissa pushed iDubbbz to make the decision.
Like deep down, I want him to be uncucked. I want him to get the tattoos lasered off, get a normal haircut, get rid of Yoko Ono, because that's poisonous. That relationship is poisonous. She's got to go, man.
I just realized this. I need a crew. I need
Well,
a
that's
crew.
Andrew Callahan, I think.
This guy?
Yeah, I think he does the Channel 5 news thing where he like goes to the most dangerous hood in whatever state.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Who
it's
are
weird
these
that I
dudes?
know like everyone in all these videos.
Yeah, I don't know any of these jokers.
I'm not sure who the guys behind Sam are.
Yeah, I need some toadies. What do I need?
Yeah, Corey and Trevor.
She's gonna ruin his life.
It wouldn't be the first time that people.
What are my
speculated that-
toadies' name? Slick in baseball. Yeah, Slick. Go get some beef jerky. Baseball. Show him the thing you do with your stomach.
Dingbat and
There you go.
Scooter.
I need a road crew.
That Anissa had played a role in iDubbbz making bad choices.
There's like some days where I
Oh,
ask
this the
Ian,
lady?
like, have I ruined your
Yeah.
life? Like, I feel like because you get so many messages.
She's kind of weird looking.
Where like you have to think about it. It's like
Derek
Ian,
probably
as a
spanked it
person,
to
has
her.
not changed very much in
Well,
like
I mean,
regards
lots
to
of
his
people
like
probably
moral
did on the
stance on a
OnlyFans.
lot of things. But like Ian and how he feels about how he wants to put himself on the internet.
Regardless of the reason behind Sam's ban, public sentiment towards iDubbbz and Anissa was at an all-time low.
Oh,
and
wow.
by the time Creator Clash 2 rolled around, it would only get worse. By the start of 2023, Sam had completely turned against iDubbbz and began highlighting the many issues fans had with him. During the lead up to the second Creator Clash, a fighter by the name
that'd
of
been
Froggy
badass,
Fresh
Heinz.
would become the focal point of online debate and controversy regarding the event. Not only was he being trained by Sam Hyde, but he also made some interesting comments about subscribing to Anissa's OF.
If I don't hurt you
Oh wow.
beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anissa's own.
By the 25th of March 2023, just 2 days after Froggy made that comment, the Creator Clash Twitter account would make this announcement. There has been a change in the lineup, and Froggy Fresh will no longer be
Oh, wow.
fighting
So he
against
is just
Chris
straight up
Raider.
doing this to
We will
protect her,
announce his
huh?
replacement in the coming days. With just 3 weeks left, the
Yeah.
countdown to Creator
Okay.
Clash 2 has
Yeah,
begun.
she has his
Creator
nuts
Clash's
in her
goal is to
purse.
make an inclusive and fun environment for creators and
Creator Clash failed horribly, and I don't remember. There was a boxing event. I think it was this one. Failed horribly and had no money for charity.
That's
and
great.
maybe if they had let Sam Hyde, one of the like bigger boxing whatever, like creator influencer boxing people in on it, they would have had some money. Because people would have, paid to see Sam Hyde box because he's actually good. And he would have paid $10,000 for front row seats.
It seems like
if
a
he
good
wasn't
call.
boxing. Or he probably would have done it anyway to just have let people come to see him. So yeah, he fucked up big time.
Yeah. And look, I understand to some degree. You definitely do want to protect your loved ones. I get that. And you definitely don't want to let people who shit on your loved ones feel like they have some sort of power in the equation. But when it's so openly done like this, you just beg to have a lot of negative criticism thrown your way.
Yeah. And if you really want to protect them, maybe don't have them in your content when you're one of the more trolled people.
Exactly.
Like Phil bringing Kat on was a horrible mistake.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea. I do feel that the trolling of Kat drastically dropped after she came on stream. Because I think when people saw her, they realized it wasn't really funny anymore. Or at least to some degree, not as funny. Because, I mean, I was making fun of her like crazy until she showed up. Now I make fun of her every once in a while.
Yeah. But it gave everyone all those fucking the pictures. To
the
make
memes
memes
the
and
memes
shit.
increased. The memes increased.
And also, now that she is in your content, you can't use the "she's not even in my content, why would you bring her up" thing.
Exactly.
While giving back to charity. That has always been our mission, and Froggy Fresh's recent behavior does not align with that mission. We look forward to sharing this positive experience on April 15th. Since the reason for the ban was never stated, fans viewed the unexplained ban as another example of iDubbbz using a heavy-handed approach to silence someone he didn't like. As a result, Twitter erupted with criticism and negativity directed at iDubbbz and the whole Creator Clash event. With a tweet from Moist Critical stating, "I'm really disappointed by this. Kicking him for Twitter controversy after months of training is brutal. I don't think any jokes he
It's
made
weird
were
that he
intended to
ever
be
has a solid
mean-spirited
opinion.
or shit on anyone. Hopefully they reconsider this decision." In response to the overwhelming hostility towards the event, the organizers at Creator Clash released another statement that they hoped would clarify the reason for banning Froggy. "We want to provide some additional information around the rationale for this decision. We have a legally binding code of conduct that each of our Creator Clash 2 fighters are held to, the violation of which is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there were several violations made by Froggy Fresh
Oh,
during
so it's
his
like
tenure
LT
with the
or
Creator Clash
DSP. He
this
got banned
year.
for no
To
reason.
add insult to injury, Creator Clash organizers threatened to sue Froggy and demanded he return the funds given to him to cover the training costs, with a tweet reading, "Now I've
they
been threatened
really
with a
fucked
potential
him over.
lawsuit if I spoke about this entire mess, and demanding the 15k I used for training, equipment, travel, etc. over the last 5 months. Unbelievable. Is this for charity or what's going on?" A month after Creator Clash 2, iDubbbz would
they
come out with a
gave
video
him
addressing the
money
real
to
reason
do it,
Froggy was
which
banned
he
from the
used
event.
to do it. He
The main
was
reason
training.
Froggy was kicked
And
from
they
the
got
event
banned.
was
Tried
for
to take the money
collaborating with
back
Sam Hyde.
after
And,
banning
you
him
know,
for
anyone who's been
no fault of his own. Like, he didn't do anything other than that OnlyFans comment, which is a joke. Which, like, iDubbbz kind of like made his mark by talking shit about people.
Yes.
So to have someone in your comedians who talk shit about each other, box each other event, say one thing about you, and then you do that to them is just like, it's just very dishonorable.
It's kind of a pull the ladder up behind you situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes along with a lot of these lolcows, especially like DSP. DSP wants to be the only edgy dude on the internet. No one else is allowed to say mean things, but
Yeah.
I can say mean things all day.
And like iDubbbz some of his big claims
funny,
to
normal
fame
chicks.
were like saying the N-word at inappropriate times.
Yeah.
Like at like red carpet things and stuff. And then to have, well, Sam Hyde can't be a part of this because he made a sketch making fun of Jews. It's like, well, like, no, dude. Like, the only reason, like, even if you've changed all of a sudden, like, the only reason people know you is because of that shit that you did. So to say someone can't participate, and you could have some clause, like, there's contracts involved. You can say, like, yeah, Sam, you're not allowed to mention the Jews during this boxing event.
Yeah, because if it is a
you could
charity
just say,
event,
yeah, you can't do this. Yeah. Just say, like, you can't do any, like, super edge shit.
Yeah, make it very
while
clear
you're
what the
here.
rules are.
Because Sam would have abided, I think. I think he would have just done his boxing match and then, yeah, he would have just fought in his match and then went in the crowd and sat down.
Yeah. I don't think there would be any inward screaming. At least I don't think so.
Probably not.
Unbelievable. Is this for charity or what's going on? A month after Creator Clash 2, iDubbbz would come out with a video addressing the real reason Froggy was banned from the event.
The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And, you know, for anyone who's been following the story, that's
so you just confirmed
fairly
it.
obvious. Froggy has explained, his side of the story
Which all
multiple
Sam was doing
times.
was training.
He's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom.
It is.
And
It is.
That's extremely deceptive.
iDubbbz would go on to explain that due to Sam making disparaging comments about Anissa, he didn't want him anywhere near the event.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, not want
He insulted my wife.
Anyway, I don't like him. And Froggy knows that. Froggy knows that I don't like him. Of course. That's why he was banned.
In addition to this, iDubbbz would also address the claims that he and Creator Clash were suing Froggy.
By the way, we weren't suing Froggy. We have no interest in going to court over $15,000.
Yeah, as long as he gives us the
we
money.
wanted that $15,000 back, but, he wasn't giving it to us. So
Well, it got
we have
spent,
to
didn't
leave
it?
it at that. You know, we're not suing him.
While iDubbbz was transparent about his decision to ban Sam and anyone associated with him, the reaction to the video would be overwhelmingly negative for obvious reasons. To make matters
Oh,
worse,
shit.
Froggywood released a legal document that confirmed Creator Clash did indeed threaten him with legal action, reading, "If he failed to return the enclosed acknowledgement by the specified date, Creator Clash shall seek all remedies available by law and
Oh, yeah, there you go,
due
suit.
to your
That's a
material
lawsuit.
breach of the bout agreement, including without limitation, seeking punitive and consequential damages." The troubles for the
Oh, so they were
Clash
actually
brand
gonna sue
wouldn't
him
stop
for
there,
more
as it
than
was
the
later revealed that the
15,000.
event lost over $250,000 due to overspending and mismanagement. Another noteworthy point in iDubbbz's response video was how he expressed discontent with his edgy content cop phase.
You know, despite many people being entertained
Oh,
by
no,
it,
you gotta
know, I'm
burn
not
the-
trying to take
we gotta
that
burn the
away from
past.
you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. And I think I've done a lot of bad.
iDubbbz would echo this sentiment in a video titled
I'm
I Miss
not
the
gonna
Old
articulate
iDubbbz, in which he apologized to viewers for building his career on hatred, harassment, and negativity.
I've realized that I need
I'm
to
sorry
be
that I was the king of
crystal
hate.
clear about what I
Yeah.
believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel.
DSP
I have
accepts your
made some
apology.
cruel, hurtful content. And
It's your fault,
I
idiot.
need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it.
While iDubbbz seemed to be making a genuine attempt to right what he thought were wrongs in his early days on YouTube, many of his fans would see this as him being insecure about the man he once was, and a betrayal of the fan base that made him famous
This
to
dude
begin
looks so
with,
rough in
with
all of his
comments
images.
reading, "You weren't funny because you were offensive. You were just a very funny dude. You can be self-aware and still be funny." There are some people who fully deserve the content cop that they got, as well as the old iDubbbz would have never addressed the people saying they missed the quote, old iDubbbz, unquote. Sadly, iDubbbz's lack of confidence in himself as a creator would bleed into other projects that he was a part of.
So wait, where does
and
the
viewers
where
would
does the
take
big reveal
notice.
come in?
Special guest,
Maybe it's not in here.
all the way here to Albania
Yeah, 'cause
to
we only have a
test
few
these
minutes
gadgets
left.
in this undisclosed
I can,
location and studio kitchen
Well,
with
maybe we
us.
can
What
wait
will
for the
happen?
next
Will someone
for the
get
iDubbbz episode.
Yeah, I
Hot
can
dog
get
bar?
that.
With comments
We can
reading,
watch it.
"You
We
guys
should
are lucky
watch
he
it
could fit
next
you in
time.
between his wife's tattoo appointments.
I'll look that
This
up.
is how a dog who's been ruthlessly abused his whole life acts when he enters a new loving home."
Wow.
As well as, "Only one guy
Holy
was
shit,
missing
they
for
are
the whole
really
gang
rough
to be
on this guy."
reunited again." Well, actually two, because Ian wasn't there. That was just a robot with Ian's skin. iDubbbz made a name for himself by having no filter and being direct with the content that he created. Understandably, he would mature over the years and move away from making the edgy content. But the way he went about it completely alienated his core fan base.
Yeah.
A good example of this was how he frequently threw his viewers under the bus in interviews.
I did not like the interactions that I had with fans. There were quite a few human beings that I interacted with.
In person?
Yeah, in person, that just sucked.
Ooh.
They just
Wow.
sucked because I attracted a lot of people who suck. Antisocial, weird, basement dwellers, and you know, the one time
This
a month
is
that they come out of their
perfect.
cave
This is a great PR
is
move.
going to restock on supplies at Walmart, and they run into me, their favorite YouTuber.
Combine this with his approach to other edgy creators like Sam Hyde, and it was only a matter of time before fans began to resent him. Over the past few years, iDubbbz has continued to lose his fan base, with his channel dropping over 700,000 subscribers. Whether his unenthusiastic approach to content creation was due to recent uploads struggling to reach 1 million views,
Oh, wow.
backlash from fans, or remorse for his past actions was anyone's guess. However, we can only hope that iDubbbz is able to pull himself out of this slump
I don't think so.
and return to being the YouTube
He's got the
legend
Yoko
he
Ono.
once was. Stop. Before we finish the video, I just want to shout out Scentbird once again for
All right,
supporting
that sounds
my
great,
channel.
dude. I'm very proud of you for your sponsorship. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna call it for tonight. That was very informative. I want to address that first, but we're just kind of winding down. That's an interesting storyline. I'd like to hear more about this dude, especially the big reveal. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I have it. It's actually the interview they do is pretty long. But,
Okay. So
I'm gonna start accruing clips for things to watch in the future, and we can
Absolutely.
always throw in some LA Beast or some
definitely.
Rex Rage or some LTG Rages.
There's some good LTG rages. There's some good ass ones. His controller throwing was always very funny. But I also want to tell everyone in chat, be like Heinz and send something weird. and you can provide as much context as you want. You can say, just watch this. Now, I trust you guys aren't going to have us show something that's really gnarly and awful, but
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll scan through them and
Yeah.
check, but I don't want to like be spoiled. But I'll make sure it's not a Derek.
Yeah, it's not a
porn
penis right on screen.
situation.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
unless
not
that's part of the
something
video. It was like, look at
real gross go down.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely do
Yeah,
it. And we
nothing
will do
that'll
a
get us
community night,
banned.
community submission night. That sounds really fun.
Absolutely.
But I hope
Or
you
we
all
could
enjoyed.
trickle them in.
Yeah. How was
Yeah,
today
it's been
informative?
fun, and I do appreciate that people want to see our dumbasses of the internet videos.
Oh yeah, this is good
It's
stuff.
great.
I hope that this has been pretty informative about Low Tier God, because I'm a broken record about this. I really don't get why he's not rated up higher in terms of lolcows. I think that he's third place of all time lolcows. You know, you got Chris Chan, who's obviously, well, I guess he's technically God. And then you got DSP, who's kind of the second coming, and then you've got Dale. Dale is a very weird dude, and
He's up there.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people look for like the most insane shit.
Yes.
Like it's hard to compete with Daniel Larson.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what
definitely.
I mean? Like, or Chris Chan. Like there's just so much really crazy shit that they do.
Yeah, they're more
And,
visceral with it.
You kind of got to like wade through the marsh to get to the gold dust of DSP and Dale and like what's that other dude? Six Erican.
Yeah, Six Erican's a little bit different, but
all
yeah.
of them, it's like you got to wait till something happens.
Mhm.
Anytime Daniel Larson goes live, something happens.
Yes, it's silly no matter what.
Anytime World of T-shirts, like it's just every day with this dude. Cyrax, every night he's raxing out. Like you don't have to watch long.
Yeah, it's true. And also, like with DSP, even though he is always in lolcow mode, it's the intensity that's different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for every mail you a spoon and eat shit thing, you have just like weeks of nothing.
Yes. Oh, but he
So
got paid
it's,
up, I see. He got a near immediate $150 tip after he started
good.
gameplay. Oh, well, beautiful.
What's he gonna dangle for his next big thing?
Yeah. Another burger. We should just do burger streams.
Yeah, just burgers till he gets gout again.
All right, we've reached the gout goal. But yeah, we'll again, thank you everyone for coming by and spending your Thursday with us. This
I
was a lot of
appreciate
fun.
that people watch this. This is great.
And tell people too. Say, hey, there's
For
some other
sure.
dudes who are covering this kind of stuff. Swing by and check it out if you want. And also, it'd be good if you know someone who knows some weird dudes or obscure stuff like that. That's great. I've got a guy I know. He knows the most obscure lolcows I've ever heard of, and I need to start picking his brain for some people. And we might honestly, Embo, he could be a potential guest because he knows some obscure dudes.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, he's down with it. He'll find some guy from 2010 who uploaded 3 videos, and they're the 3 craziest videos you've ever seen in your life, stuff like that. And but then that same thing can exist anywhere. Any one of you guys might know someone who knows something crazy. So
Yeah, there's a lot of people in some of these discords that have like their own personal lolcows that like I'm sure they would present these weirdos.
Oh yeah.
for like as a
Definitely.
guest appearance.
I'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, LA Beast, like I am unironically a fan.
Yeah, I like this guy already.
Yeah, that dude is just like good.
The brief amount of time that I saw this guy, I thought, oh, this guy's really cool.
Yeah.
But we'll be the plan is we'll be back. What was it? What's the next week? So the week of the 21st will be our next week doing this, and I don't know what we're gonna cover yet, but we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Cobra's there. Tony Chase is available. There's plenty.
Little Shadow, send us some videos about the dude.
Yeah.
Tell us what to watch. But I think that's it. I think we should just go.
Entertain anyone.
You should just go ahead and say goodbye at this point. And thank you to the new
Alright.
subscribers that we got tonight. Thank you for that as well.
Oh
And,
yeah.
Any last words, Mbode? Anything to leave them with?
No, just like, yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's been fun.
It's been real. It's really cool hanging out with you guys. All right, we're out of here.